Nah.
All right, Shalom.
I know, yeah, that duck and shit.
All right, Shalom. We give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, by Shem, Yahushua, by Shem, Gosh.
No honor to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, and the sincere Shalom to the that's out there pushing the sincerity and the truth of this hell doctrine. All right, first and foremost, we come week in, week out, prophesy the downfall of America, aka Babylon, or Babylon, aka America, other way around, whatever, right? And you know, to hear every week, to wake up the elect of our people, the elect, right? That's the key word, the elect, not all, but the elect of our people, which are the so-called Negroes, the Latinos, the Native Americans. You see here the 12 tribes of Israel, all right? The ones the law, statutes, and commandments, as well as the promises were given to, all right? Because the law, statutes, and commandments, and the promises weren't given to all nations. It was only given to these people, all right? And that's what, you know, that the red man that walked by here, he looked at the sign and he rolled his eyes, man, because they know through the spirit, man, the Lord ain't dealing with them, man. You know?
Hey, he looked like a flame anyway.
Yeah, he did, man. Dirty ass look like. You know? Okay.
Yeah, that tells you that we're coming in power, though.
Yeah.
Because 60 years even ago, we stood up here and did that in the mid 1900s or whatever. They'd have firebombed us and shit.
Yeah.
They'd have sent the cops up here, shot us and shooting water hoses and shit.
They know they can't really, you know, it's all up to the Lord now, for whether they do something or not, man. You know, they can't just, you know, the Lord is showing that glow on us, man,
right?
You know, that they're afraid of.
There, this is 2 Corinthians 4:1, right? And it say,
Right. Aaron High Priest. All right, how you doing?
y'all,
So you know the name of the Lord, it seems.
hey, Yahushua,
That's
y'all,
right.
y'all missing some things, man.
What's that?
Different books. Y'all can't be telling Esau, Jacob, they're not part of the family, man. Trust me. This is Yahushua talking.
Esau not part of the family?
They part of the other 12.
How they part? They're part of the 12?
Yeah, they're part of the creation of the Lord.
They are created from the Lord, but they're not chosen.
I didn't say all that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. I'm saying
But you said they part of the 12.
I said they're not part. They're part of the other 12.
They're part of what?
They're part of the other 12.
What's the other 12?
The synagogue of Satan.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's
why,
what.
to your point, why would we want to be a part of the synagogue of Satan? I didn't say that we want to be a part of it. I say the Lord has declared us rulers of it.
Right.
So what are we missing?
They're going to slavery.
Right. So what are we missing?
The slavery is going within the consciousness, though. It's not physical slavery.
So the slavery, according to the Bible, they're not going to go into physical slavery?
Oh, no, they are.
Oh, okay. I'm confused.
I'm saying, but the true slavery.
Oh yeah.
It's not gonna be like whips. Like we ain't gonna be whipping them. It's gonna be something different. Like, we gonna whip them in the spirit.
We can't save them, man. Well, we're gonna whip them in the spirit too.
We're gonna whip them in the
But
spirit.
we're gonna whip their
It's a
sisters.
fleshly battle, though.
Get Obadiah.
With our knowledge of Solomon. Like,
Get Jeremiah 30:16.
I'm IUIC.
Okay.
I really like.
Oh, you an IUIC member that says the name Howard Shop. It's kind of crazy.
Look,
Let me get this for you, man.
Okay,
Let me get this.
I love it. Hey, y'all know we're not debating the word. Like we love them. Like
You can debate the word. It's okay to debate.
Saying, oh, where your friends is at? This and
No, we're going
to
bring out the scriptures.
Let the scriptures.
Okay, Psalm 149:7. It says, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. Get your L3 and 2. To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. To execute upon them the judgment written. It says, this honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord. Okay, so when you say that is spiritual, that it's actually going to be a physical. Oh, they going in hardcore bondage.
They're gonna fight us, and we're gonna end up doing that to them.
No,
They ain't gonna be able to contain that.
Get the wicked elite. Those guys. You got a scripture? Who got it?
What's happening right now?
Go ahead, read.
All right, this is familiar how it's shot.
I'm about to say this is Revelation 18
Yeah,
and 6.
man, that Savior was in.
It says, reward her even as she rewarded you. Double unto her, double according to her work.
Right.
In the cup which she had filled to her double.
Yeah, so America, this place is ran by who? America is owned by who? The white man. Yeah, but who owns the money? No, the white man. Yeah, so-called. Yeah, so the Most High is going to destroy him, his money system. Go ahead, read that.
Rabbi now, y'all know y'all got the rabbi here. Y'all know y'all got the rabbi here.
You should have your head covered though, man.
Oh, man, I'm around.
You can't have your head covered in the conversation.
Y'all gotta love my white people, man.
Go ahead. Go ahead, read it, brother.
I tell y'all, we need them for a reason. we need civil ones for a reason now.
3 verse 2. Read it loud. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yahweh's judgment. It says, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel. Go ahead. Whom they have scattered among the nations and ordered my land.
Right. All of these individuals.
This is verse 3. It says, and they have cast lots for my people. Right. I wonder who did this.
Obadiah 1:7.
I'm the son of man. So
and have given a boy for an harlot. Right. And sold a girl for wine.
Yeah, so who did that? The so-called white man. Go ahead.
I'm the son of man. Do you love me?
It says that they might drink. It's verse 4. It says, yeah, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon? Right? It says, and the coast, and all the coast of Palestine.
Confess. It says, John 4-16. I confess that Jesus Christ is coming.
And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, or I return your recompense upon your own head. This is physical, man. Yeah. All right. Verse 5.
Obadiah 1:18.
It says, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the priests. Right. That's how
they got. Let me ask you a question. Do you know what the word blessed means? What it means to be blessed?
Blessed. The word blessed means to have an intimate relationship with the Lord.
Yeah, no, it means blessed. To be blessed is to have rulership over. When you are, exactly for the Lord. The so-called white man is blessed. He was blessed with the sword, right? Now we're going to be blessed to have the rule over them. Right? Yeah, that's how the Lord going to do. I mean, how's the Lord going to recompense? And they whipped us and beat us and put us in all this slavery, but then we going to get to put them in some little mental slavery.
What is forgiveness to you?
Forgiveness goes.
As far as the east is to the west. As far as the east is to the west, remember the crime no more. Allow the Lord to be the one that whips the last.
Right, but the Lord's going to do it through who? The Lord's going to do it through who? He's going to, right. And
why do you say you love them? Why do you say you love the white people?
I love them because the Lord told me to love my enemies.
Well, who was he talking to?
Who are your enemies?
He's talking to the tribe of Judah, and the enemy is Satan and his army.
He told you to love Satan and his army. Get Mark 12 and 28, man.
You know what they call that? Did I say that?
Yeah, you did.
I never said out of my mouth.
They're the representation
Out of my mouth.
You said you love Satan, right?
I never said out of my mouth that I love.
You don't have to say it out.
You just said it.
They're not saying it. They're not saying.
You said,
they're the
hold on. You said your enemies. Or you said Satan, right? You said the enemy is Satan.
Satan and his arm.
So you just said you loved your enemies, man. So
go ahead, read, brother.
I didn't say I love Satan.
Go ahead, read.
Satan is dead.
Obadiah 1:18. Read. Go ahead.
Obadiah 1:18.
Okay, listen what the Most High said he's going to do. Go ahead.
He says, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame.
Do I not hate them, O Lord, that hate them?
I'm a Choctaw Indian, so I'm
go ahead.
In the house of Esau for stubble.
How's the house of Esau going to be stubble? How's the house of Esau going to be stubble? Because they're all going to be gathered up and burnt, put to death.
Answer me this question. I need to ask
12 and 29.
Let's talk. What is I understand that Judah is the prophets, right? And that's secure. I understand Levi, all of them, I understand that. But as an Indian, what is it that I'm supposed to? Because I'm a Choctaw, Southern Indian tribe.
What did you supposed to do?
Yeah, what is my role as a Choctaw Indian?
Okay, Matthew 18 and 1.
No, which one is that?
Yeah. This is Matthew 18 and 1. We're going to show you what you're supposed to do. Because we see what you're not doing what the scriptures say to do. Go ahead.
Matthew 18 and 1 says, at the same time came the disciples unto Jesus, saying,
What do the word disciple mean? Disciple means to grow up into a better example.
Means this what? Saying, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?
Ecclesiastes 5 and 1 too. Go ahead.
And Yahushua called a little child unto them and set him in the midst of them and said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted
Right.
and become as little children,
Right.
ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Right. So you know the name Yahushua, Yahushua, which is good.
I know
now
you the name. I overdosed and died.
Okay. I'm just saying, you know the name, but you got to convert now. Okay. Ecclesiastes 5 1. You converted?
Yeah. Ecclesiastes.
Go ahead. Ecclesiastes 5 1.
Chapter 5, verse 1. It says, keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of Yahweh, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools.
Yeah, so you're making a sacrifice, a food of sacrifice. Now you're making a food of sacrifice because all the things you're saying does not line up with the scriptures, and because we know it, you're trying to jump on board and say, well, yeah, I know what you're saying, but it's something different. You said to love the white man. We should, because the white man is our enemies, we should love them. That's not what the Bible say, though. Mark 12 and 29, brother.
Mark chapter 12. Point, it's now starting to become like we're debating the word.
We're supposed to debate the word. That's the scripture.
Listen to the scripture.
Go ahead.
Mark 12.
12 and 29, brother.
12 and 29.
Just hold your peace.
I'm an apostle. And Yahushua answered him. Y'all don't know what's going on. I'm an apostle.
You're an apostle. We'll get to that. Go ahead.
No. Trust me. And Yahushua answered him. The first of all the commandments is, hear, O Israel, the Lord.
You don't want to hear the Bible. We speaking
I know the Bible.
You don't know the Bible. What's the word Bible mean?
Doesn't mean basic instruction.
No, it doesn't. That's not what it means.
Okay, it means book.
Yeah, it means records. Biblios. It means book of records. It was scrolls, and then it came into books. Go ahead, brother.
And Yahushua answered him. The first of all the commandments is, hear, O Israel.
Right, O Israel. Lord. So he's talking to the Israelites, right?
Yes.
All right. Yes, go ahead, read, brother.
That's my team. Hear, O Israel. The Lord, our God, is one Lord. Hey, I love y'all. I swear I love y'all. I've been waiting for this. And thou shalt love the Lord thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment.
Go ahead.
That Holy Ghost. It says, and the second is like, namely this: thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
So who was he talking about?
The tribe of Israel, loving the tribe of Israel.
He was talking about the Israelites. So that loving our neighbors talking about the Israelites. You know?
Yep. Got scripture on the corner board.
Keep going up.
Yep. It says, there is none other commandment greater than these.
Right. We got a quick one right here. Said you had something? Yeah, read it real quick.
Yeah,
shalom to the brothers.
Shalom. It's from the brother Kazak by Yahweh.
Slow, Charlie. Go ahead and read.
Shit popping up. All right, it's Proverbs 24:7. Wisdom is too high for a fool.
Right.
He openeth not his mouth in the gate.
Right. See, can just because you know the name Yahushua don't make you all righteous. Now you said you was an apostle. What does apostle mean?
Apostle is the very first discipleship of the word.
No, man.
Apostle were the very first disciples of the word.
Not what apostle means.
You give me right there. Give my mind right there.
Huh?
Give my mind right there, sir. I think that came apostle means.
The word apostle means set forth.
What?
That's what the word apostle means. Yes, those men that were disciples. Okay, after the Lord, did what he did, he fulfilled certain prophecies. He set them forth to teach Israel of what those prophecies and what he actually came to do. Okay, so when you say We're supposed to love our, the scriptures don't speak about that. We're going to get into that too with Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
This is Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
Yes, was good.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Right, a holy people, a set apart people. Okay?
But the Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Right, a special people unto himself. And we got scriptures that he who touches you touches the apple of his eye. Okay? So the Lord, hey, Exodus 15:3. You know?
Let me get a scripture real quick. Psalms 139 and 21. Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee, and am not grieved with those that rise up against thee. With a question mark. You know, that's the whole thing. They didn't go to war in ancient Israel with ones that they love. Well, wait a minute, you're our brothers. Even though y'all not our nation, we love you anyway.
That's how
But
we
let
got.
me stick you with
That's how we
the
got.
sword.
That's how we got. Four last time. That's the same. You fell into the same trap last time, cuz.
When we tried to go through from Egypt, from Egypt,
Right.
the Edomites was the ones who really didn't allow us to go through their land.
Yeah.
Right. You know? So that's back then and then today. You know? All of a sudden now we're supposed to love Esau after the wickedness that you are sown on the side, the wickedness that they have done. We're supposed to love them. That's the Stockholm.
Can I show you?
Here's another example. Well, hold on.
On
Where the slave sign? Here's another example. Because everybody says, well, leave it up to God. God is going to be the one that punish him. We need not to do nothing. So when we got punished,
right,
then it was up to God to do it, right? So what did God do? He set the white man up and a Hamitic nation to send our ass over here into slavery on slave ships, which God is the one who done it.
Right.
And God is the one who's going to do it again to bring this man down and put him in slavery.
Right. Can I get
with us.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah. This is Isaiah 24 and 21. Isaiah 24 and 21. And it says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days shall they be visited. So, I was going to say that when they're in that pit, they're going to be in that. They're going to have to think about all the wickedness that they did.
I got a 4.5 GPA.
Like Lazarus.
I'm not stupid.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Let me ask you a question. I know, we'll let you speak. When you go to school to learn, right?
I go to school.
But I'm saying, whenever you went to school, when you was in school, right? At once upon a time.
I'm still going to college. Right?
You go to college, right? And when there's a teacher teaching, right? Do you interrupt the midst of the teacher's talk?
In philosophy, yes, we do.
Okay, but you raise your hands and respectfully.
But I've been for
since
I've been here, been wanting to say something, but y'all kept on.
Well, you have said it, and we was correcting you on what you were saying.
Y'all didn't let me.
All right, what do you have to say? Go ahead, real quick.
I'm talking real quick, but I'm going to say what I'm saying.
Speak up.
I can say it in the poem. So you write the word and say that it's so in your mind and your spirit. I know it, I know it, I know it. I'm here to guide the world and say the Lord that you flowing. You don't want to hear it. I guess clearly Yahweh Shah's not really ready to be revealed. Yahweh Shah's not ready to be revealed. They keep walking on my
Lord
heels.
shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart.
Right. Astonishment goes to the word astonish, which means stupefied, man.
Come on, Israelites. Like, come on now.
So you came up here earlier. You said we're missing a few things. What is it that we're missing? I've been kind of thinking about
missing me, part of your camp. That's what I'm missing.
Yeah, missing you being part of us.
Y'all camp, part of our camp.
You're not in the same doctrine, so no, that's not going to happen. You gotta. The only way that's going to happen.
Guess what?
The only way it's going to happen is you got to humble yourself down in the sight of the Lord. The sight of the Lord is us up here, man. You got to humble yourself. We read Ecclesiastes 5, keep thy foot when I come in the house of the Lord. Right. We're the teachers. If you was a teacher, you would have a platform and you have the 12 tribes and you would be teaching. Are you a teacher?
Most definitely.
Who do you teach? You teach rabbis.
No wonder, man. No wonder.
Damn, man.
Y'all go, y'all safe, y'all got the trees.
Read that again.
Y'all know all the trees. Y'all know all the trees. It says,
Go ahead, brother.
it says, this is Deuteronomy chapter 20 and verse 28. It says, the Lord shall smite thee with madness.
I wasn't even going to go on any further with that. That goes to show that the name of the Lord could be a curse upon men. He knew the name of the Lord, but look at him.
No, did you hear him? He said Yeshua after that. You know, he's everything. He said he was Israelite. He said he was Arab, Iranian, Indian. He was everything, man. That's all. He just
bugged out. He gave him a chance.
He must be
sober or what?
I don't know. He must be housed.
That's just every day how he is.
Well, that's why the brother on the conquer decided to get hard. That's perfect. He's too foolish to get. How can we teach him? Yeah. That's why I stopped. I said, brother, don't even go any further. He gotta get his shit together. May the Lord heal him. The scripture says heal the sick, and that's what we're trying to do.
Got another scripture on the comment board.
Go ahead.
This is from the brother Kazak. We got two Kazak. Galatians 4:16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? Right? That was pretty much it. That's a prime example.
Galatians 4:3. So I just heard Galatians 4:16.
Yep.
Hey, we can go back to Galatians 4:3. This is him too.
Yeah, you could tell certain times it's imbalance.
He had a little bit going, and then he said, they're the enemies, they're going in the state. They agreed, but then he said, no, it's the mind. If God's going to do it, yeah, God's going to do it. I have said ye are gods. He's going to use the Most High is going to use other gods to do it. Get that, Galatians 6:3. 6:3. It's the book of Galatians. Galatians double-minded, wasn't it? Yeah. We was cutting him, so he wanted to say, yeah, I agree. But then the spirit wouldn't let him, right? So he wanted to usurp his authority. But then when we showed him we knew more, then he wanted to side with that and keep his own doctrine. Go ahead.
Book of Galatians chapter 6 verse 3.
It says, if a man think himself to be something, right? He called himself the high priest, apostle, or whatever he was calling himself. Right. It says, when he is nothing, he deceives himself.
You know.
Well, he said he teach rabbis.
No wonder he up here talking like that. He should be doing the high priest. Yeah. No wonder he said, love your enemy, because he teaches his enemy.
He said we're supposed to love our enemies. That's not in it. You supposed to get that in Matthew 5:48. Or is it 25? Agree with that, I'm sorry. Matthew, I know it's Matthew 5:25, I think. There's a Paul even said, as much as life in you, live peaceably amongst all men.
Someone like that, you can't throw
him
a garment. Yeah, you know the name of Yahushua.
Yeah. You can't even teach him.
Bring out the scriptures.
You can't teach him.
Not edifying.
He know damn IUIC number.
No, this is the Lord's an example. Yeah. Anybody that comes up to your camp and they can't shut the F up, you don't want them. They're no good. If they can't repent and get themselves in a humble state, you got to humble yourself in the sight of the Lord.
Yep.
You can't come up in there and be like that, man.
So he can't teach him.
James 1:8. It says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. He was unstable. He was double-minded because, first of all, he came up here and went off on his own comment. You know what I'm saying?
It's Jeremiah 30:16. Oh, you was holding something? Go ahead.
I
could quote it. Sometimes we could just quote the scriptures.
The word in the NLT of that James 1:8, it says their loyalty is divided between God and the world.
Right. They want to be on this side and then be on that side. And then they try to bring it all together.
He's not a white man. Esau. He loved Esau too much.
You say, yeah, the white man wanted to say, no. Okay. But it's only in the mind. You gotta remember, man, it was because of this and because of these guys
Why you walking around with a mask and a shirt tied around your damn head, man? You know? That dude bugged the fuck out, man. Right? It's because of this why you wearing that damn mask and them pushing mandates on your ass and shit, man. You know? But again, this is what you dates get too, man. Listen to that word mandate. Yeah. Oh. That's probably where they got it from. Yep, man and date. Yep. Oh, boy. Date. Oh, man. But you want to keep up your enemy with Jeremiah chapter 6 says. With Jeremiah chapter 6 says, he said you're going to fall right along with them that fall, man. You know? Go hand join in hand, the wicked shall not.
Hey, that's another good.
That's another one.
Yeah. The brother brought out Psalms 147 and 7. Yeah. You could even with 147 and 19. Where it says, Yeshua of his word unto Jacob, he not dealt so any other nation. So many scriptures on that.
What's that?
We're supposed to love a nation that he's not dealing with.
Ain't on 1 and 3.
1 and 3. That's a
The
good
Lord will not acquit the wicked.
You got Malachi 1 and 3, but it says I hate Esau. How you gonna hate someone? How you gonna love someone that you say you hate?
That's a good one too. Get that. That's the top precept right there.
Yeah, I ain't
Right, getting that read Matthew 5 for the car. This is the book of Matthew chapter 5, verse 25. It says, agree, this is Yahweh Shai speaking, agree with thine adversary quickly. That don't mean love him, right? That goes into, let me keep going. It says, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer.
Yeah,
right?
we're not going. We get locked up, right? Going to the judge. We're not no Kyle Rittenhouse. You know, we're not gonna get. You know, they're gonna find us and all type of stuff, man. Just for saying some crazy words. You know, in their eyes, what's crazy,
right? But and then but this is not talking about loving your enemy, man. This is for example, the problem that a lot of Jake have is that problem, not agreeing with your adversary. Especially when you get confronted by the cops, by the police. When they pull you over, you do what the hell they say, man. That's agreeing with your adversary quickly, man. That don't mean loving. An adversary is what? His enemy. Your enemy, right? Now hold that real quick before you get what you get. Go to Revelation 1 and 7 real quick.
Now, if Jesus loved all his enemies, why is he going to do this? According to the scriptures.
In Revelation 1 and 7. This is the book of Revelation chapter 1, verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds.
Who's that? Yahweh Shai.
Yep. And every eye shall see him. It says, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so among.
Right. So yeah, he's coming back for completion.
Yeah.
They talk about in the Christian church that he fulfilled the law. He fulfilled the law, and look at us.
Yeah.
No, that law is not fully fulfilled. That was part of it. He died on the cross for the crooks. That's what he died on. That was part of the fulfillment of what he came here to do. But he's coming back. Fulfill means to finish. He ain't finished. Oh, wait a minute. If you finish the job and you punch out and there's still a whole bunch of shit to be done, then your ass ain't finished.
No.
You did finish for that day, but you haven't finished that job.
Right.
It's the same thing.
You gotta complete it.
You got to complete it.
It's just like, when you progression or something like that. Completion is 100%, not 99%.
Right.
Not 98%, not 99.999%. It's 100%.
Yeah.
That's completion. That means you completed.
Yeah.
You should still say 99%. Like if you download something. If that shit still say 99%, it ain't on your phone or whatever it is you download.
It's got it. And sometimes it'll say 100% and says wait.
Yeah, it's still wait. Yeah.
And if he fulfilled everything, there wouldn't be no confusion. Like
No.
that.
And you know what? I don't know where that slave sign is. We got to keep this on the front. The fulfillment also is when the people who did this to us, ultimately, when they all get burnt up and done away with, man.
Right, put that up on the thing.
Yeah, that's where the spirit is going now. That's when the fulfillment comes in Hebrews 8.
when the Most High said, I'm going to write my laws into your hearts and your mind. So how the hell, and this is why the Christians say when Yahweh Shai died on the cross, that was a fulfillment. Now we're in the new covenant. Well, this the new covenant. This is a horrible new covenant. Man, this is not good. Well, so if this is the new covenant, what's afterwards?
Yeah.
What is the kingdom of heaven?
It's the new covenant, but the Lord ain't here on the scene.
Yeah.
Standing in line like,
Right,
okay,
right.
all my everybody with the dinosaur, come on, get that jab.
Yeah. If this is the new covenant, right? Why in the world are y'all claiming to prepare yourself for the last days if this is the new covenant? Right. You know, there would be no such thing as last days if this was the new covenant. Right. So what's after the new covenant if this is the new covenant? Right. What is it? I don't know. The newest covenant? I don't know. New covenant? New one. There's so many questions. I ain't gonna go in scriptures. There's so many questions. Yeah. You know, that they can't answer.
The brand new covenant.
Brand new.
That is Moab in the flesh. I smell the garlic from here.
Damn.
Go ahead. What's garlic? Man, I like garlic. But
It's not a garlic.
under them funky underarms. Go ahead, brother. Hey, you Moabites, man. You gonna get somebody get Nehemiah 13:1, man. That's the book we don't know before the Old Testament. Nehemiah. Hey, they gotta go into slavery. The so-called white woman will be a concubine in the kingdom, you know, or a slave as well. Hey, they know. Nehemiah 13 and 1. On that day, they read in the book of Moses, right, in the audience of the people, and therein was found written that the Ammonite, and the Moabites should not come into the congregation of God forever. That's it. They ain't coming in the congregation. So if you see a so-called Asian-looking guy in the truth with us, he's not really an Asian. He might just look like one. Why would the Lord allow a Moabite to come in our congregation, man?
Yeah, it's crazy. It says, because they met not the children of Israel, right, with bread and with water, and hired Balaam against them, that he should curse them, howbeit our God turned the curse into a blessing.
Yeah, we go to history. We had issues with Ammon, all of nations, you know, and we took down Ammon. You know, we always was warring with these nations, man, and ultimately the Lord cursed us. And there he got all those nations in your goddamn community with those Asians set up those restaurants with that poison. That's it. The dogs lick the wound. You know?
Story of Lazarus.
Story of Lazarus, huh?
These nations don't care about us, you know. They make so much money off of the ignorance of our people, man. You know, that's why our women be having these weeds and stuff like that from Moab, man. You know, they go get their nails and stuff done from Moab, but they don't care about you. They just care about your money.
You see that eyelash suspension? Yeah, it's $10 for one eyelash. But they'll buy it because Eve's making that money.
They got that. They even show you on that don't be in minutes. Hurry up and buy. You know, they following you in the stores and stuff like that because they don't trust you.
Yeah, you know why? Because Jake is all messed up. I wouldn't trust Jake either, man. Right. The Edos are the one that set the situation up to remove the fathers and remove structure. Right. And then they put the TV programming and put those movies and the gun violence and then the music. And then you got these men running around wild because you devils, man.
They cause
you the one set them up. And then you're going to come back and say, these are just crazy people. They're all messed up. You're the accuser of the brethren.
Yeah.
You know?
Then Esau brings out this anti-Asian hate bill, you know,
They've been living in our communities for the longest, man. You know, I know we all done heard a nigga in a Chinese store calling them mamas and stuff like that. You know, Jake loves that. Jake loves that stuff too much, man. To have some type of real hatred towards them. You know, they catch out for 2 weeks. Now all of a sudden, we got to make this bill for them.
That proves me the strongest people.
Yeah, but then they sold videos of them saying we don't want niggas in our neighborhood. You know, Moab, they don't care about our people, man. They never did. None of these nations actually cared about our people, even though you may see, oh, Esau that gave you something. They don't care about you.
Why they go to the Roman Catholic churches and they take you after they done messed you up, pump drugs in your community, gave you guns. You got more guns in the community than jobs. And then after you kill each other and smoke up crack and destroy yourselves, then they'll open up a Catholic church and say, come get a sandwich, you know? And then they'll have this devil sitting up there, and then you'll say, you know what? Why y'all got horns on him? He's the one that gave me bread and cookies. No, he's the one that destroyed you, man. I always screw you up and then come with the solution, the order out of chaos. After they destroy you as a people, then they come with the solution, and then they never wanted to give you anything. You can't get a loan. You can barely get a job, but you could go to that CVS pharmacy and line the hell up and get the dose. You know? Go ahead, read.
This is Isaiah 42 and 22. It says, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses.
Well, who's those people, though?
Who's the ones that's actually robbed of our identity, out of our lives? From our original homes over here.
The Lord loves them enough, these devils enough to give them a mental slavery. But then the people he really loved, he gave them a physical slavery. Does that make any sense? That's why the brother read double unto her, because guess what? You're going to get double what you did to us. Our own people are the ones that want to save Esau. But they will gun each other down in a second. Those gangbangers, they'll tattoo Jesus on their arm and their shoulders. They'll have Jesus on their neck. But they'll go gun down their own so-called brother that look like them, man. Tell me that ain't mental destruction, man. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
It's Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 12. It says, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. Right. Oh, my people, they which lead thee, cause thee to err.
Yeah, if Esau was a righteous man, you go, you know, when a man goes to child support, right, and he actually wants to do, you know, and be in his child's life, you know, he wouldn't be on some, oh, you got to give $27,000 a month. You know, this man actually wants to be in his life. You don't even care about this man being in his life, man. You know, Esau don't, as much as they try to hold our people to some type of accountability, they're not really doing it, man. Yeah, in a righteous way.
And our women have took the hook, line, and sinker. So they say, well, they supposed to take care of us, but they don't know that you getting power is the very well thing to destroy us. See, the biggest lie that most black women thought is that we would be able to lead the communities. That was never the case. The Most High put our ass in captivity. The only way you're going to lead your own community is have your own money. But you don't care about that. You only care about being who's in control. And they let you think your man was in control, but you could call 911 and get his ass removed out of the house. So there's no way a woman can truly have full respect over you as an Israelite man, unless she can subject herself under, you know, humble herself really, and understand that, oh, you got kings that will lead and will take this man down, and we're starting that. Yeah. The greatest gift is to know that you're an Israelite, and then to be in a true doctrine. And to know that the Most High is going to set up his men. And all through history, I always say that
The ones that was the so-called underdog is the one that's always have the highest reputation in the end. Remember, Yahushua, they didn't like Jesus. But what happened? When he died, he became the most famous man on earth. That's what happens. When you're the weakest, that's why he said the first shall be last and the last shall be first. That's why Esau came out first. And Jacob came out because Jacob is going to be the ruler of the earth, man. Everybody that was looked down upon has become famous. Isaiah, John the Baptist, John the Revelator, all the prophets, they were looked down upon. They were looked at like, but now they're more popular than LeBron James. Even to this day, thousands of years later.
Oh, that man crazy. Why he doing that? They hated him while they was on earth.
Yep. But now they're throwing up the Illuminati signs. Thank God, right?
Hosea 8 and 8. It says, Israel is swallowed up. Now shall they be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein there's no pleasure. And that's why you don't have no communities and our people are so freaking lost, man, because even if they was to try to come together, which they did, you know, our people have tried to come together on some type of level. You know, that's where all those gangs and stuff like that, where do you think they came from? You know, trying to get together on some type of, you know, positivity. And then the generations after, right, when they got to it, they done turned it into something that's totally different with the help of Esau. Okay? Esau, you got gangs going against other gangs. They're in the same gang. You know? That ain't that confusing? You know, so our people as a whole, we got swallowed up, man. You know? And Esau, through his different government agencies, right? They find a way to infiltrate. You best believe that when it comes down to the Israelites, that they infiltrated us, man. Okay? So now we are that guy right there. He's a pure example of it. You know? Now, where did he get all that? We want to love our enemies and stuff like that from? We got that from other Israelites. You know? You know you're Israelite. Now we just want to love everybody. You know? You got to understand the whole purpose of being an Israelite, what it actually means. You know? We read about it all the time. First, what's that? Romans 9 and 4. You know who are the Israelites? That's another good one. So I'm gonna read it again. Hosea 8 and 8. Israel is swallowed up, right? All of our people were in the captivity, we're in the slavery. Okay. It says, now shall they be among the Gentiles, right? In a Gentile state of mind, because you got a lot of people that get caught up on that Gentile word, you know. Now shall they be among the Gentiles, and that's why when Yahushua, you know, he said he'll go, you know, other sheep this what is the pasture, you know, he got to reach, you know, and they said so he go to this person among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles.
Yeah, John 7:38, 35.
Oh, if somebody did that, you know, you have diet scriptures. Yeah.
This is Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. It says, "For my people is foolish; they have not known me. They are saddest children."
When you go to what it actually meant to be an Israelite back then, right? A lot of the nations they looked at our people and it was like, yo, this is an understanding people. You know why? Because we kept the laws, statutes, and commandments that the Lord gave to us. You know, now you look at it, they be like, yo, this the Lord's people. They fucked the hell out.
It says, they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge.
Was that Jeremiah 4:22?
Yeah.
The Sardis?
Yeah. Sardis.
Yeah. Sardis means go back to the word sots, which means habitual drunkenness.
Mental.
Yeah, that means
What he's going into there is that even Paul was saying these people, they like wickedness. So when you tell them the truth, they don't want to do that because they got accustomed, like a child, they got accustomed to the sweet birthday cake, and then you tell them to go eat some string beans. Nah, I need an excuse to eat that sweet cake. I'll eat about 3 pieces, but I'm going back to that cake. They love going back to wickedness. Yeah. Hey, they're addicted, especially a flame or somebody who like him, somebody like committing adultery. Yeah. Somebody who like committing adultery, they're gonna want to keep committing adultery. You goddamn old to be doing that type of shit. Not in this society, you ain't doing shit.
See, a little kid nowadays, you know what I'm saying? You be like, okay, that's what they were taught, you know? But back then, they used to actually get on people like that. You know what I'm saying? They was actually, that wasn't cool back then. The moral standards are so low. Yeah. In Babylon. Now somebody like him, they don't even have children. Where the hell they come from? You know, you gotta have straight people to have these flames. That's the island thing. You put them all on one island, they'd be gone in what, 10, 20 years? Yeah.
A generation.
A generation. Yeah. Hey, back then a guy like him probably would have had a child. You know, because it was in the closet. Now the whole ain't no closet no more. Well, hey, these bumblebees, they be having kids now. Yeah. The switch hitters. Yeah.
Yeah, those down lowers.
Yeah. Families and all that, you know. So it's wild.
I got I want to pretty much saying about wickedness, right? The book of Jeremiah, chapter 6, verse 10. It says, "To whom shall I speak and give warning?" Right? It says that they may hear. Right? And that's the question. It says, "Behold, their ear is uncircumcised," right? And they cannot hearken, right? Because the word of the Lord is unto them a reproach, right? They have no delight in it.
Yeah, you know, like you try to reach that guy, right? You ain't going to delight in what we say.
No, that's all right, because let's get ready.
Talking about God that just walked by. It's a reproach to him.
Yeah. Well, let's get ready to happen to these people, right? Yeah. Verse 11, it says, "Therefore I am full of the fury of the Lord," right? "I am weary with holding it in." Like, man, I can't hold this in, man. Jeremiah was going through it, man. You know, it says, "I will pour it out upon the children abroad." How is the Lord going to pour his spirit? This is like a Proverbs, the first chapter, right? It says, and upon the assembly, young men together, for even the husband with the wife shall be taken. All right. It says, "The age with him that is full of days." This is everybody, man. You don't escape the Lord's judgment. Right. "And their houses shall be turned unto others, with their fields and wives together." It says, "For I will stretch out my hand upon the inhabitants of the land, saith the Lord. For from the least of them even unto the greatest of them," right? "Everyone is given to covetousness." "And from the prophet even unto the priest, everyone dealeth falsely. They have healed also the hurt of the daughter of my people, slightly saying, Peace, peace, when there is no peace. Were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? Nay, they were not at all ashamed, neither could they blush. Therefore they shall fall among them," right? That fall. That goes towards that guy that was up here, man. Want to look at him. You won't fall right along with them that fall. Yep, right?
Yeah, when you just said peace, peace, that precept Thessalonians 5. First Thessalonians 5. When it starts that peace and safety.
5:3.
That sudden destruction is submissive, but before that, when they stop that debt clock and do a reset, and that economy crash, hey, it ain't gonna matter what you are, man. The Lord ain't gonna show favor because you got a little baby, man. You know,
You had a 69-year-old woman that just got stabbed up in the back.
I was gonna do a video on that, but I didn't get around to it.
You know, the Lord don't care care about how old you are. You're a baby. You know, you're well. You're well.
Remember they always say the women and children. The Lord don't care about the women and children on that level on the left hand side.
Yes, that is a fucked up situation of that older woman getting stabbed. But the Lord did it. He took her out that way, man. Sister Evelyn.
Yeah, but what did she do? See, that never going to that story. What did she do? There's a different generation now. Probably they're cursing out one of them little young boys or so, man.
Well, she could have did something
Yeah,
something terrible. Like, you know.
all she had to get, and the Lord waited till she was 69 to get her.
Yeah, these females be setting up guys. They was doing that back then. Setting up guys to get killed. She could have been one of them pretty bras back then.
Maybe one of them guys that she set up. I don't know. They remember that. They don't have it. They never gonna tell a full story. They only told the outcome of it. You know, like that guy that killed his wife and son, and everybody was talking about he had a breakdown, and everybody said he was just, everybody on the comment board, oh, that's a fake breakdown. That's not real. But now if it was reversed, and a woman stabbed up and shot the husband, you didn't know what she was going through. He was abusing her. Right. But then the guy, they killed him because the guy's son had committed suicide. And she said, that's why your son committed suicide, like a little bitch. And the dude zapped out. He lost it. He was already had mental issues and shit.
Now that's the crazy thing that you said that, because I was just thinking about that. That now all the stuff that was wicked back then, right? They try to throw it on, mental health this, mental health that. You know? Now what about demon this and demon that? When you go to the scripture,
who created that? Proverbs 29:2. When the wicked are an authority, but the people mourn. That's mental health.
Right. People actually have demons on them, man. Okay? And when you actually, that's why that scripture is good too. You know? Because you gotta, in order for you to get right and realize that the ways that you was living is wrong, right? You have to be told that. Isaiah 58:1. You know, if you can get that for me, Isaiah 58:1. But the thing is that you have to be taught that what you're doing is wrong, right? It ain't when you get taught that something, because these people, they've been told that, hey, that lifestyle that you living is wrong their whole life, you know. And then you had the Christians that were saying it or whatever. You knew that was wrong, you know. So when you hear it, you got to clean up those ways, man. You know, now here go where the Christians go wrong at. They'll just say that you're wrong, right? But then they don't have no solution to it. Oh, save yourself.
They'll say, come to church.
Come to church, save yourself. And, when you die, you'll be saved.
They'll say, come to church and tell your wife to put on a short skirt. So I can do an upskirt.
Right. Give all your money to give your money away. Yeah. You're making the people worse, man. It's not really that's not a real solution. See, we actually have the solution to why you got to get yourself right.
Yeah. Everybody got opinions. This place, like you said, the videos, out here, this place is too goddamn opinionated, right? Everybody has everything to say, right? But they have no proof or no backup on what the hell they got to say. So everybody is relying on opinions. Like for example, this place I'm gonna go out guns blazing. So go ahead. Go ahead, man. You see what it's getting you now. Even when this place is still going, you're going out there, blazing guns at police. See where that gets you at, man. Right. That's just police. When this place shut down, man, and when them troops start coming in, you try that. Right? You said 15. Yeah, 15. Okay, go ahead. I don't know. She said Shalom. They're gonna come with bulletproof vests. Yeah. All your 9mm bullets gonna drop off of them, and your ass gonna be a dead ass nigga. I mean, just the police, they be wearing them vests under this, under this shit. They get hit, they might fall or whatever, but they get back up. It's like, yeah, man, I'm fine. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. You don't imagine what they do. You know?
You gonna have a lot of these fucking people out here, man, that are just straight up idiots, man. You know, wanting to invade another person's houses and stuff like that. You know, you're gonna have those type of people, man. So it's best to stay away from them. You know, don't wanting to invade. Yo, man, yeah. I know they ain't in a house. We'll go run down with them with that thing. Yeah. I'm coming blazing the glory.
There's two instances that somebody, one person got killed recently with it. A couple months ago, I looked at it was like a live video where I think the guy was how you doing, man? I think the guy was running up on a car, and I think it was at a gas station or something like that. And I think they was trying to rob him or whatever. But the whole time he had a gun because he saw what they were.
He saw they was going.
Yeah.
Right.
So no, this was a random guy. It was a random guy. And these two jakes, you know, they tried to, and his woman was in the car too. So this guy, he was like, you know, putting the gas in the car this whole time, watching them niggas. And they ran up. And he started shooting at him, and they ran away.
So you talking about a video I did?
No, it was another one. It was another one. Like
I know it was an ex-cop that did that.
Yeah.
That's what the one he mentioned.
Yeah.
But this one was a random guy. He was just, you know, he was there with his woman.
Trying to run down on
And they tried to run down on him. Now it was another instance where the guy he got killed for that. You know, he was trying to run down on him, and the guy shot him, and he ran off. You know, he got killed because he was getting ready to rob his shit.
You gonna have those situations. Oh man, we ain't got the, you know, I can't go to the store. The store ain't got no food up in there. Man, let's go up in this nigga house, man. I know they got the food. I seen them take the groceries last week.
Yeah.
Why niggas gonna be doing that, man?
And good neighborhoods too.
Good neighborhoods,
It don't matter.
Good
When they
neighborhoods.
come up around me, I got a couple credit cards and a driver's license. By the time you go down the street, they got an app on your credit card. You just hit 3 buttons and shut the shit off.
So go ahead, man. You know, I don't think Jake thinks that through, man.
I mean, what you want? Nobody walking around with cash like that.
Right.
You a low life, man. You out here robbing people, man. They don't got cash on them.
I mean, I got some Nikes on, but I don't wear these like that. I wear cheap ass shoes. You want my shoes? Take them.
That's
I just pay $30 and get some more.
That's the new thing now. People doing, you know, stealing people's credit cards and credit card information.
They're scamming.
Yeah, they're scamming online and stuff like that. They done found a way to not rob you, but rob you on.
They've been doing that.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right. The insurance cover that shit. They got mine like that. And I called them and said, I ain't had nothing to do with that shit.
Right.
And like 2 weeks later, my shit was back.
Yeah, they'll send it back. Yeah. All you gotta do is call it in.
That's what insurance is for, right? Fuck that. That ain't worth your life, man. You know, if you're gonna rob me, take it, man. What I'm gonna do? The only thing I'm gonna die for if you try to do something sexual to me or something. I'm like, man, you might as well kill my ass and shit.
Not literally.
Yeah. No, not literal. No.
Just take me out.
Yeah.
You got that?
Oh yeah, you want it up? Yeah.
No.
This book I said,
Sound good at
chapter
all.
58.
Like, bro, no, pause.
Don't kill me, goddammit. Okay, because you had them flames going around raping
Yeah,
chicks.
they got flame games. DC and Atlanta.
But there's no great detectives going around trying to capture them out of it.
Oh no, he's all like this. These guys, man, these guys, what are you at?
They
Yeah.
probably homo
Hey, man, these guys,
themselves.
They probably have secret meetups.
they love that
gangs
shit,
meet
man.
up.
He's like, man, don't even send the detectives after them. Let them keep going.
When you get a certain age, right? When you get a certain age, they want to give you a colonoscopy and shit. That's when they stick the camera up your ass to look at your colon, right? Now the age is getting younger and younger. Soon they're gonna have 20-year-olds get this camera up your ass.
And they do it because it's messed up food, though. You know, because it's like you almost have to. You do have to. But it's like it's because it's messed up ass food, man, and they keep giving it. So now they got the excuse to do it.
Yup. I knew a
Sick ass
guy.
stuff,
I knew a guy in his 30s had colon cancer.
See?
He was bleeding out the rectum.
See?
That actor just died from that.
Yeah. You talking about Chadwick Boseman?
So he had that shit for some years.
They talk about Joe Biden was asleep. You know, they call him Sleepy Joe. He the creepy Joe. He probably was like, do it while I'm woke.
Yeah, I love this shit.
I want to be woke.
Transfer it to Kamala. She don't need to know. Just transfer it to her. I don't give a shit.
So now
I get my second one next week.
So she president now, or
No,
that's why he was going through the colonoscopy.
Somebody said everybody on the phone don't like her either. They said a lot of people said, "Damn, man, she even worse." They say they trying to get Trump back in office.
That ain't gonna happen.
I hope that don't happen because when she get in office, man, this place is done. You know, that's just like preserving this place, man.
Yeah, has some history. Cleopatra out of Ptolemy Sultan on down to Ptolemy Philadelphia. When they went on down the line of the Ptolemy, like the 15th, she came into power with her brother. So they try to hype up Cleopatra. First of all, Cleopatra was an Edomite. But her brother was next in line to get the throne because after the father of Ptolemy the 15th died, Ptolemy and the Ptolemy or something, I can't remember their name, and he came into power. And then Cleopatra was a queen. We all know what queen means. She was going mess with Octavian and Mark Antony and all them from the Roman Empire. So she thought she could sleep with all those men and gather them because that's how she figured she was going to take down kingdoms. Well, they turned on her ass, man. They said, we're going to take her ass down. So Cleopatra really wasn't that much in power. Her brother was in power, and they set her up to be a queen to sleep with them men in Rome so they could take down the Romans. And it backfired because one of the Romans was sleeping with her. He get killed because they found out about it. And then they came with armies and took their shit. And you know what the Roman Caesar said? He said, I want Cleopatra for myself. They was going to take her ass, and she decided to kill her damn self.
She only lasted 20 years, 27 years.
Something like that.
That's not worse than all.
She was sleeping around with the Romans.
So all them black horses, they worship that.
They worship them, they Edomite. Y'all sleeping with other Edomites. I remember when I was young, I believed that though. Cleopatra, she was a black.
I thought she was too.
She's a black Egyptian woman.
Right.
Now she could have still had complexion. I don't know. She probably had complexion because all the way down them generations, you know, the Edomites is popping them Egyptians.
Yeah. So they a lot of
she probably had complexion.
She probably did. But it's funny because when I was younger, I used to watch a lot of the shows because they're probably like Egyptian stuff.
Right.
Even in the cartoons, they portrayed her as white.
Right.
So I used to believe that she was white. So she was that. You was an Edomite.
I got this scripture from all the comic board from Kazak Isaiah 36:6. It says, Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. Yeah, so America ain't doing nothing new than what these other nations in history has done.
Right. I mean, it's repeating itself. And this is why when Cleopatra came into power, Egypt was already at its fall. Right. They just brought her in there to try to bring something new for the people to believe again. Right. And then we see the same thing with Kamala.
Yeah, they said she was sleeping around and, a bed witch and everything.
Who that?
Kamala.
Oh, you know she was. Yeah. Everybody looking at that said, yeah, I had that too.
Yep. Yeah, we all had a piece of that. We know what it is. Yeah.
So yeah, man. So we see the same thing happening when Egypt was falling. They put Cleopatra up there. Who knows? Kamala might be Cleo.
because you saw what happened. You saw what happened just now. That's just a small glimpse, which is happened with her having presidential power. She ain't the first woman that had some form. No one was Monica something. I can't remember the name. This is some years back.
Right.
But
Monica.
yeah, that she was the first one that had some form of presidential power. But she wasn't.
No, not Monica Lewinsky. She was the one that blew off Clinton.
Right.
Well, it was another one. It was Monica something. I know that. So Harris was the first one, but she is actually she will be the like if they make her elected as president. Yeah, she'll be the first, and that'll be the last. Because we had the fall. America's like in its lowest state right now.
She's not in no leadership. She's not a real leader, man. Okay, none of them are really. Yeah, none of them are. But wait till them countries see what they did what? Right. They put her in power. Hey, y'all, but you shut brother. Shalom, brother. Go ahead, brother.
That's the Isaiah 3:12. Brothers have brought out children of their oppressors and women rule over them. They don't care about our people as much as they try to bring out these policies and stuff like that. They didn't bring out nothing to help out our people, but they lied to get in office. Like you said, they put her in office. The black woman, some type of hope.
And then they said she's black and Asian. So what they did, this is a devil, man. He took a black person, a black woman, and a black Asian, and put all of those minorities together. But she's only one nationality. Yeah, right. Well, everybody, when I look on the comment board with her, everybody knows she ain't black. Everybody know that. So he's, the red man, the so-called red man, they said, the red man, yeah, he failed at that, man. Well, people are simple because they believe that your color, that's what you are. Yeah. It's nationality, damn idiots. Yeah. It's all about nationality. We'll never go into 7-Eleven and they be saying, "Are you? I'm Negro like you." They'll never say that.
I had a classmate say, why y'all got a white man teaching Spanish? He's
a culture vulture, like your brother brought out.
He looks Hispanic, first of all, and then he is Hispanic. He was from Puerto Rico.
Well, he just probably looked white. Yeah. But you do have the white man who will do that too. He would adopt. He would adopt everybody's culture. Like Taco Bell was an actual Spanish man, right? Hispanic, Ishikarai, Mexican. And the white man wore them out and took his shit and made a big business out of it.
Yeah, I got something.
Job 14. But them people don't know. When you said, is he a white man? They don't know. It could have been a white man too, though. That's what they do. When I was in school, I had a white Spanish teacher and shit. Look like a pure Edomite. Like, how they doing? But anyway, go ahead, bro.
Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. It says, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. It's like with an hourglass. You turn it upside down. And, the Lord has a certain time, man, when that last grain, sand, drops. That's the amount of time that's over for them, man. Okay. So, it ain't no reflipping it or anything like that. Watch that hour. Watch Esau's hour, and trust me, he knows his Revelation 12:12. It says, "Turn from him, that he may rest." It says, "Till he so accomplished as an hireling in his day," and that's what he is. The so-called white man is a hireling from the Lord. Okay. He's the sword of the Lord. He's a hireling. The Lord allowed Esau to do what he did to us. Okay, but they went overboard with it.
Okay, it says, for there is hope of a tree, if it be cut down, that it will sprout again. It says, and that the tender branch thereof will not cease. It says, though the root thereof wax old in the earth, and the stock thereof die in the ground. Okay, and that's Esau. You know, once the Lord take this tree up out, the earth, it ain't gonna be no coming back for it, man.
That's why I said that Esau shall be for stubble. Burnt up. Yep. This is Revelation 12 and 12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knows that because he knoweth that he had but a short time. He has a short time. That's why he tries to speed up everything that's going on. Yep. I got a simple us. Yep. I got a precept mandates. Mandates. You know, at this point, it's right. Because Jake be lining up for it.
Oh boy.
We're the only ones that says, we reject this.
Man, babies
No, I think that was the whole plan.
It sound like a spaceship.
I got a precept for you, though. Book of Job, chapter 20, verse 5. It says that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. It says, verse 6, it says, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, right? Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung.
Right.
Right?
That's the Lord is going to do that. All his enterprises, which you're at 20?
That's 20.
You're at 20? Okay.
Chapter 20, yeah.
You can go to 22 and 20 and 22.
Verse 22?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're looking for. Verse 22, it says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Let's go back to 6. Hey, I got it said the triumphing of the wicked, right? It says the triumph is a great victory or achievement, a win, success, achievement, mastery, achieve a victory. So it's not gonna happen. No, he's doing it right now. Yeah. See that? Yeah. It's not. We know that it's not gonna happen in the long run. You know, of him after the scriptures talk about them that had gotten the victory. You know, but right now it's looking like we on the ropes. You know, like we about to get knocked out.
Then all of a sudden they come back right hook, bam, and flat down goes Esau.
Like what is it, Tyson Fury, Wilder.
Yeah, the Lord raising us up, man. You know, the Lord said it's going to happen in the last days that we're going to raise up, right? And remember his name. That's in Baruch 4th chapter. I think it was the second. Now I think it's 4, right? You said go back to 6. Yeah. No. This verse 6 it says, though his excellency melt up to the heavens, and his head reach into the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. Right? They which have seen him, shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yeah, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night.
So we ain't gonna remember no Edomite at all.
Well, we remember them, but they'll be in the history books.
Yeah.
Them being the towers.
Yeah.
You hear that term? Yeah, man, he's history.
They're not gonna be walking around like they're doing now, all freely and all that. No.
Go ahead. It says in verse 9. It says the eye also which saw him shall see him no more.
Yeah, when you go to Isaiah 14, when it goes into that's the precept. Yeah, this is the man that
Cause is this the man that caused the earth to tremble? We saying it even right now. You see this weird ass event going by here? Because we're aware. Yeah, because we're aware. And they're just weird. Like this shit is just weird. Like, is this the man that's causing us to err like that?
Yeah.
You know, this is the man that's in power. You know these guys here with these cheap ass suits on and shit, man. It's like these are the guys. You know, they came from the cave dwellers. They got no melanin in their skin. The sun don't even like them. Is this the man? You know, it's the elements, the earth don't even like him.
It's so damn
the earth
bright.
is turning against him.
It's so damn bright. The camera came and picked it up fully.
But then, see, there's I did a video of this. There was, and I believe I sent it to the chat. They was doing this whole ad thing between America, Russia, China. They were showing the difference between the military. And the military, even Russia was the first to say it, like, from all the stuff they do, how was they even able to give us this much trouble? Even though we know how they have done, when the Soviet Russians were messed up. But it was like, at this point, you're allowing women into your military. But they're just wicked too, the other egos. But they have a lot of countries wondering how these people actually giving us a problem. But how these are the same people? It was funny because he actually said it. How are these the same people that gave us trouble? Would you place back to that scripture? Right. All the nations want to see that. Yep. This the man that caused the earth to tremble. Yeah, all of us, everybody was like, what the? Because they can't see right now that he's a cheap suit demon. Yeah.
Nobody, really.
I mean, you got that scripture in Romans 8. What's that? The manifestation of the sons of God. The other nations. Okay, I don't think nobody called that out.
The only reason he's in power is because the Lord gave him that. That's the Lord's word.
You can get that first Samuel too.
Like 15 or something like
that. We're not even in power, man.
Yeah.
You know, we got it.
First Samuel.
Well, y'all can just go back and forth.
This is 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6. It says,
Go to 7.
7, yeah. It says, the Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. He raiseth up the poor out of the dust and lift up the beggar from the dunghill.
Yeah, that was Esau.
Yeah. They was in the caves and the rocks and the dunghill.
Yep. Caucasian. Yep. That's the word.
Yeah.
Well, they go back to Petra, Edom. The caves of Petra. They have what you call, the word cave mean hole. Because the word, when you get a cavity, that's a hole.
Yeah, if you
that's
go,
where cave come from, cavity.
Pictures over there of Petra, they got the...
It look like Rome.
Yeah, they got houses carved in the rocks and stuff.
When you look at even in the inner city, those row houses, they got them poles on there. That's fucking Petra.
Yeah. It look just like
they have a whole mountain and they got like different rooms and stuff.
Yeah,
caved in.
It looks like a building,
like a mausoleums, pretty much.
With little cavity.
Those windows represent the hole. When you look at row houses and they got the windows.
Yeah.
You living in the cave. We living in caves.
Yeah. And now, because this devil is in charge, he's making us live like him. Yeah. So you got all these glass buildings. They ain't nothing but rock and mortar. This CVS is purely rock and plastic. Around itself, nothing but rock. The glass, and it look like plastic, whatever that goddamn stuff is. And brick, rock, bricks, or whatever else.
Yeah, I was gonna say too that the people here in this Western mindset, they think that just because we live here in America, that everything is right, But if you went to those other countries, like if you travel to, you'll see it's a whole total different lifestyle.
Yeah,
that they'll have black images and stuff like that. Heck, even the Russian icon books, they show respect onto us. Over here, a nigga get gunned down, they'll put up a mural, and then the Edomites will come and spray over the shit. But the other nations, they at least hold our people to some type of glory in those other nations, man.
Right.
You know, right here, they just look at us like, yo, you ain't shit.
No.
You know, you came from slavery, and that's what the hell it is. What you gonna do about it? Critical race theory.
I was watching this show. I think it was Anthony Bourdain, and it was showing you how these other people live, Edomites over in the other countries. Man, they got farms and stuff. They drink wine. You know, they eat their food. They kill it. They what you call it? Harvest all the grains and stuff. It's all natural. It made. I'm like, that's how we used to live. You know, we used to get up, sell our, you know, food from the ground. We ain't had to go to no supermarket. We had farms. That food was looking so fresh. Anthony Bourdain. And then they had the animals. They would eat that butcher right there and eat it nice and fresh. Yeah, that same day. That same day. Yeah. They had the cheese. The cheese came off of the land. All that. That's just. It was over in
You know what's crazy? You go to one of these other countries, I'm talking about one of us, any one of us go to one of those other countries, even with Esau, they're gonna love you, man. They're gonna love you. You know, they talk about in Germany, they love black men, so-called black men.
Yeah.
Go down South America, you know, they look at us like we freaking gods over there in the other countries.
Yeah.
Yeah, yo, was, just under the authority of the red man, yeah. But I'm gonna still get my hands on you, man.
But what they're trying to do is portray us to be messed up.
Savages.
Yeah, so when you see it on TV over there, see these young black men, they're out of their minds. But they all know there's some you devils that set it up.
Yep. You got that?
Yeah, this is the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 19. It says, for the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God.
Yeah. The scriptures, it talks about when we come in power, that of course we're gonna have to get these other nations into subjection, right? And it says that the children of Ammon, that they're gonna come and they're gonna be, pretty much in some, the right type of mindset, already being in a servant type of mindset, compared to Moab, the pride of Moab. We're gonna have to beat some nations harder than others, But those Ammonites, which we know today are the so-called Japanese, right? A lot of their culture, when you look playing video games or just looking at on TV, a lot of that culture, they know that in order for a samurai to be a samurai, that you have to have some black in that. They know that.
They know.
But here in Babylon, right, was Jeremiah 51:7. It talks about Babylon have been a golden cup in the hand of the Lord, man. Hey, I seen a video. It was this week, a couple days ago. Talking about it was a so-called Chinese-looking woman, right? It was a so-called Asian-looking woman. And she was talking about where the black guys that like Asian, So a lot of these Asian women, they love black guys, I know where I'm talking. Y'all ain't got nothing. Jeremiah 51:7.
Yeah. I got it. This is Jeremiah 51:7. It says, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed.
Can't heal this place, man. Okay, they done totally conquered our people. You know, to the point where if this place kept on going, right, 100 years from now, everybody's gonna look like a so-called white man. You know, Tupac gonna look like a so-called white man. You know,
Give us some time.
Mike Tyson gonna look like a so-called white man. Everybody gonna look like a so-called white man if this place kept on going, man. Okay, that's why this man got to get taken out of power, man. You know, they even put up our Lord as a so-called white man, man. Right. You know.
So you know they ain't got a problem doing it with nobody else.
Right.
Right. You see the guys right there on the corner? Yeah, they were us.
That was us.
Yeah. Oh, we having some Edomites. Oh, they have blue eyes.
And even the ones that may look like a so-called white man, that you know, that may be pushing some of the Israelites that look like look, that was us. Look, you know, he had the children. It wasn't about the flesh; it was about the spirit. You know, Esau just take everything that we said and just flip it. You know,
That's what he did.
He said that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not, wherein who is he? Okay, and this is just the same trick that's being played all over again, man. They're making it seem like they was the disciples, you know, but we coming back doing the same works that the disciples had done.
Right, and nobody even look at that part. You know, they don't even, because they don't read.
Right.
You know, a lot of people don't read. First of all, Jake's got to pick up a book, which half the time ain't gonna happen. You know, but if you pick up the book, right, the majority of the time. But if you pick up the book and understand the stories and stuff, you'll come see the Lord got to be dealing with you. Right. The Lord got to put the spirit on you to do it. If He don't put the spirit on you to do it, then you ain't gonna do it. Then you go, you know, most likely a 2/3.
Right. I got this right here because I said the children of Ammon. Right. This is Isaiah 14 and 14. I mean 11 and 14. But they shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines toward the west. They shall spoil them of the east together. They shall lay their hand upon Edom and Moab. And the children of Ammon shall obey them. Okay, so those Ammonites, which are so-called Japanese, they gonna obey us, man. Okay, they're gonna be in the
Wash pot.
Moab gonna be that wash that you know. Yeah, we're gonna have to. They already in that wash, you know, washing our feet, you know, taking care of our women and stuff like that. They already in that servitude type of mindset, but they a lot of them are proud. Yeah, they profit too. You know, they profiting off of it. You know, they proud and they profiting off of it. You know, but they already in that mindset. So guess what? They're going to be in that mindset too. You know, in the kingdom, that you know, you got a woman have a whole rack of more bites washing the feet. Then you want to get your feet washed. You know, that power, man, is coming back, man. And right now we may have, you know, on a lower level, you may have a woman that may be in, you know, in your life, you know, having some type of reverence to you, but it's not as much as it really should be. You know, when you get into that actual rulership, you know, and you actually, you know, go across in your servant head with a rod and not have to worry about getting a charge or anything like that. You know, somebody come up to you like, hey, why you smack that Edomite with that rod like that, brother? Once you went too hard, man. Look at him, he bruised. He done blackened this out.
Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't do it enough. That's the problem. That's the problem. I see your problem. I didn't do it enough. You tell me, okay, I got you.
The wrong charge, they don't get no charges.
No.
You know.
Hey, we're not gonna be doing this as far as they done went.
We gonna go worse though. We ain't gonna be breaking this. Man, we ain't gonna be popping no little boys and nothing like that. No little come on, man. You know, they did it on a sickly manner, man. But we're gonna do it on a righteous.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be righteous with ours, man. And it's gonna be much harder, man.
Now you got a child, right? You know your child go off or whatever. You tell them not to do something and they go do it anyway or whatever. You're gonna actually have actual grown people, you know? What? Come here, bring your ass over here. Stay right there. Right. Like, you know? And you ain't gonna have to worry about no repercussions or anything like that. You know? And they're gonna be crying, you know, walking off, holding their head, clean them up. Get us that, you know, and that's gonna be that spirit. Hey, the scriptures talk about that. Because we're not mad right now. We're not mad enough. It says, in that day, my people shall do according to my anger and to my fury. Okay? And to actually try to put somebody to death, we don't have it in our hearts right now. You know? Because we look at it like, if we put somebody to death, shoot, the Lord may look at us like, nah, you know, you did wickedly, you know? You get charged.
Yeah, that's gonna be so much, you know, in this box too damn long.
Right.
Damn, it's just stuck on us. Like, you know, damn, I'm like you just said, you're gonna give some type of repercussion, you know. And that's why the Lord is getting ready to, you know, that's why the Lord is raising us up right now, you know, and bringing us out of, you know, bringing us out of this punishment, you know, out of this bondage, man, you know. Because we got to get out of here.
We don't got the mindset to throw a baby on a stone right now. You know, dash the babies upon stones. That's a judgment. That's inside the scriptures.
They shall dash.
He's always created to do what he did. You know, so serve his purpose. Like everything else. This is I know I read it earlier, but screw it. All for application. This is Revelations 18:6. It says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her words. And the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. So all these things, like how people said, they will get paid back double for what they do. He's just going to be more righteous about it. But he's going to serve his time, just like we're serving our time. The pain he inflicted on us, he's going to feel double upon us. That's just saying double. He even triple. Yeah. Isaiah 14:21 says, prepare slaughter for that people. I got a quick scripture. The book of Malachi, since we're going into, you know, we're going to give since we're going into the rain man here, you know. Wasted away is he. Yep. This is the book of Malachi, chapter 1. I'm gonna start at 2. Chapter 1, verse 2. It says, I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yeah, actually, if you can, you can start at 1. Yeah, that's okay. It says the burden of the word of the Lord to you're right, to Israel by Malachi. Yep, you're right. Yeah, it's a burden. Yeah. Yep. It says, I have loved you, saith the Lord. It's telling Israel. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Right? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Right? It says, saith the Lord, yet I love Jacob. Right? So the Lord always had a choice. The Lord always had you know, was choosing, you know. The Lord is the ultimate chess player, man. You know. He ain't gotta be a chess player. He does what he wants to do, man. You know. If he chose somebody, then he chose it. There's nothing you can do about it. Right? And that's why when the first part, when he said to Israel, he's really talking about the ones that's actually doing the work, right? Because these people are worried about that. Yeah. We're the ones he's giving us that assurance that the Lord doesn't love Esau. And that's a cut to anybody that says, like that guy that came out. You love your enemies. But he said, I hated Esau. Oh, look, listen here. Look, in verse 3, it says, and I hated Esau, right? As you just now said, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. So you got a lot of people trying to say he hated Esau. It was just Esau. It had nothing to do with nobody else. He only hated Esau. But this was a nation that was in Rebekah's womb. But you can keep reading it, bring out itself. It said, where is Edom saying? we are impoverished. Why say we? Yep. But we will return to build desolate places. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shah.
Rebuild Rome, rebuild America.
Right. They shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people, right, against whom the Lord have indignation forever.
So that cuts that it was just Esau.
Right.
That's the people.
Because when it comes to war, even I kind of learned this when I was a kid doing video games. When it comes to war games, you have the main one that's always the problem. But then, as far as like when you try to rule the kingdom, okay, if you try to rule the entire land, you gotta take out that main one. You also gotta take out the rest of the competition too. Because you don't want nobody else rising up and having to be in the same problem. You got to wait for all the competition so you can rule that land. Yeah, then you got to deal with traders and
I got something. This is 1 John 3:8. He that commits sin is of the devil. For the devil sins from the beginning. For this purpose, the Son of God was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. Okay? And that loving everyone, loving your enemies, that's the work of deception right there. Esau, he put his hand to the Bible, and he also tried to change the laws and everything like that. We breaking down. That's a major stronghold among our people. Because the moment that you tell them that the so-called white man got to pay for what he done, not all white people are bad. Got a good money, the bad money. Yeah. The Stockholm syndrome.
The angel and the devil on your shoulders.
They think that the devil is going to be destroyed. Yeah, not Satan himself. Spirit.
Yeah, he said you ain't hear him. He said Satan is dead.
Right.
Satan ain't dead.
Satan is the son of God.
Well, that guy that was up here, man. He, first off, he was, he came up here. I'm High Priest Aaron. Then he said I'm an apostle. Then he said Yeshua. Then he said I'm Indian. And he said I'm Iran. And then all this other shit. Then he said Jamaica. So a guy like that, he can't, like you said earlier, you can't teach a guy like that.
20.
That's between him and the Lord at this point, man. He could have been on something or whatever, man. But you can't teach a guy like that.
Lord can't even imagine the Lord trying to have an actual conversation with somebody like that. We couldn't do it. You can't. His own mother probably couldn't even do it. His own loved ones probably can't even get to that man. You got a lot of people out here that are spiritually like him, man. Even guys that claim to be Israel. He claimed to be an Israelite. You got a lot of that guy that get wiped clean, man. Taken out of their misery. It said that it says that he's going to destroy the works of the devil.
That same guy, he'll be respectful if you go on one of these bills. You know what I'm saying? That's who he saw respect.
I said that when he go to college, he say, I don't know what college you go to. That's false. All right. I can repeat it again if anybody got it. 1 John 3:8. He that commits sin is of the devil. It says, for the devil sins from the beginning. So I'm okay. Okay. It says, for this purpose, the Son of God, Adam was Cain's father, right? He blessed, Cain, he was at Cain and then Esau. Isaac was Esau's father. Adam was Cain's father. The same thing. Yeah. Cain and Abel. And then you had Esau. It says, for this purpose, the Son of God was manifested that he might destroy the works of the devil. There are a lot of works that this man has done to our people, man. And that he's still doing. Even in Habakkuk, the first chapter, I will work a work, that you would not believe in that day. The Chaldeans shall come and possess the dwelling places that are not theirs. You got it.
Yeah, this is Habakkuk chapter 2. Let me start at 1.
Yeah, 1.
It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon the tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him.
Yeah, so we have to have patience. And the Most High said it's not going to die.
So, behold, his soul, which is lifted up, and which is select. It says, behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him.
Right.
But the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desires hell.
Yeah, everything he does, everything this man do, it's you know, you hear the Christians talking about the hell, the lake of fire. Well, hell just means grave. And this is a grave. This is of the dead, man. This is of the dead when you see shit like that, man. Yeah. You know, got them vinyl pants on, look like Vaseline on and shit. You know? Like, what the hell? They put a buckle on them pants? High speed? Go ahead.
Squid Game Radio.
Oh, yeah.
456. Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
He probably saw that movie.
Yeah, he probably
painted his head red.
Yeah, he's a red-headed hero.
Yeah. He's going to take down the corruption of the community. You know? Think a pastor? Could it be a pastor?
Probably a better pastor.
You know what I'm saying, like pastor?
Yeah, pastor.
And some of them Israelites too. Over in Africa, the pastors.
Yeah. You can tell
the Israelite Christian pastors.
Yeah, you can tell
What was fucking fought in a man's face and shit? There's one people.
I remember that one, he took some baby oil in his mouth, ripped the woman's front off, and a big breast came out, and he just spit on it. He probably was getting excited.
Yeah.
He probably had orgasm. He probably loved that shit.
Yeah.
He probably went home, sat in a dark corner, and watched himself do it. Yeah. And they commit so much adultery in them churches, man. Go ahead, brother. Yeah. Well, who put that? The Reformationists, they put that new age Christianity over to West Africa, man, and taught them that because we were so-called uncivilized, as they said. Yeah, but yet this man is civilized.
Right.
He got you going to CVS, standing in line. They call themselves civilized.
Wearing masks.
Right. Giving you that thing.
Your J's, A's, B's, and C's.
And now they got the 3-point shot.
Yeah. That's the pull.
But yet this man is civilized. Yeah. You run the CDC, right? It's called Center for Disease Control. That's all I'm going to say on that.
They changing it from 1 to 3 notches. Then you got to get the booster. So it's not going to be enough, man. You know, you people, hey, that's slacking. That these people, they're so scared, man. Okay? These men, they're threatening. Okay? They're threatening to fire you. Okay? To get rid of you. Okay? Now, yeah, they're gonna make good on those threats, but that's all they're doing is threatening you. Okay? You got people all forced to get it. Nobody is forced to get it right now, man. You're being threatened to get it. Make them fire you. Or go find another job.
We're convinced
Food and Drug Administration. He mixing food and drugs. Go ahead. It says, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire is hell.
Like how many embassies he got? 300 something?
All over the world. And is as death, and cannot be satisfied.
He cannot be satisfied. And they just laughed at that. Go ahead.
That's that. Oh, it's 1 to 3. He's not satisfied.
Next would be 4, 5.
I have to take 50 of them.
There ain't enough dropping yet. We need more to drop.
That's why I need 6 of them in one dose. 6 at one time.
Yeah. Well, look at the Georgia guys though. He's coming out blatantly, just telling people that they need to get out of here. Bill Gates.
And then we know that him not being satisfied, that MOTB. You know, this man has a desire, okay, for power, man. Okay, that's all this is. That's all this stuff is going on right now. That's all this is just a power trip right now that Esau is on. You know, that MOTB is them actually bringing that to fruition, man. Okay, because they don't really care about this. They making up all this stuff as they go.
Okay, you saw what is it? The guy Ron Paul, or Rand Paul. I believe he went at Fauci like he concerned.
Yeah,
he's like, you're killing. You know, he know what's going on. All of them use that.
All this stuff is. We see if it was actually some. I mean, not to say that it's not real, okay, because it is real, okay. But the whole thing of this whole narrative. Oh, 95. I think didn't you post that? 95% in one of those countries, but they blaming it on a 5%.
Yeah, I think I did.
You know, the 5% are messing up everybody, but the ones who get it, they can still pass it along. You know, so all of the narratives that this man is going, and putting out there, they don't really care about trying to get rid of it, because if that was the case, then it would actually cure it.
Well, you see the thing, you know what they're doing there with slow Biden. Sit up there and say, well, I don't want to be looked at as the prince that stole Christmas, so we're going to hold off on the mandates until January. So 2 questions with that, with this whole situation, but that mainly. And like we were just talking about earlier, if it's so serious, right? Why in the world don't you if you try to contain this right here, right now, and this is bad, you would try to do it right then and there.
No, they want people to spread.
Right.
They want regular blues.
Right. But even with the the jump shot, as brothers like calling it the jump shot, why don't you implement that mandate towards them too, if they can spread it just as much as the people that didn't take the that didn't shoot the J, right? Because it's full of shit, man. That's what it is.
Right. And then I saw the commercial yesterday with the Chuck E. Cheese, where all the kids coming for the Black Friday or the holidays to gather and play. How do you think shit spread, man?
Oh yeah, right.
They doing the shit on purpose.
Right.
Ain't even going to school.
Right. Well, look at that concert. They still having concerts. The two smart
So then when it gets bad, they're gonna say, "See, you could be doing these things with your children. You could be going to concerts." But it's those guys. They're not willing to make the sacrifice. And that's not even in the Bible, man.
Yeah, that's they keep bringing up sacrifice, man. Sacrifice. I ain't sacrificing for you. Right. I might get on there, yeah, man, because the Lord said it was something to me. Well, he didn't even believe in the Bible. He tried to tell me what the Bible said. Then when I pulled out a couple verses on him, he's like, "Oh, you talking about that's Jesus? I'm talking about King David. Get the fuck out of here." But then he replies to somebody else and said, "Well, I don't even believe in the Bible." Like, you dumb man, you
He gonna try to tell you about the Bible.
They gonna say they're gonna pull a scripture. Agree with thine adversary. They tell you to no. Agree with thine adversary. They said it's something relying on other people. You know, people relying on you and your safety or whatever. You know, something like that.
What about the sellout entertainment?
Yeah, they all rather. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, get that. Matthew 16:26. This is the new normal, man. But the scripture says, present your bodies as living sacrifices to the Lord. Not to this man. Yeah, not to these pieces of shit, man. No, not them. The wicked. You know how people not gonna call them wicked? You know why? Because they're giving them their paychecks, their Social Security checks. You know, everybody loves the ones that's feeding them, right? Their culture. Yeah. The pastor tell them something good to make them feel better for all the wickedness that they done. Yeah. Our people love sodishness, man. Go ahead, read that. This is Matthew 16:26. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Yeah, so this is why they set up LeBron. They set up these great figures to say, hey, do your part. They do the same thing with those drafts. They love all mankind, but you have to fight for your country. This wasn't even our damn country. It's not their country, but you brought us here, and some of us was already here that you stole. Why the fuck would I? That's like somebody stealing my vehicle, and they not gonna give it back to me, but I gotta fight for them to have their own, to have my truck.
Or they say, yo, up in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, this is talking about.
Guys,
in the back seat, put your seatbelt on.
Why would I fight for something that you stole that I no longer own? Go ahead. Go ahead, read.
This is Ecclesiastes 7:7. It's from the brother Kazak. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
Right. That gift is that jump shot. But that's gonna destroy your ass, man. And being wise man mad, the word mad comes to being wise, being smart. Our people think they're smart because they're wise in their own conceit. That's like that grimy nigga that walked down the street and said, get that bullshit off the corner. But yet the nigga can stand there and sell drugs, crack. The hookers can stand there. Everybody can do whatever they want. But they want us to get this off the street. We're the only ones telling you that this man is the devil. Stop killing each other.
Where's it?
That's Black Paraders.
Make you take, lottery tickets to ticket, they're giving you $50
lottery ticket.
Yeah, $50 a ticket. That's destroying the money, and that ain't even enough money. That ain't no goddamn money.
And then they putting on sale when you go in the grocery store. They got on sale the cookies and all the pies and shit. All the sweets. Why is that there? That's meant to destroy your immune system. So you get sick. You got to run in there, not just to get but even just to get tested. Because now they got that spell on you that even if you get sick, you automatically thinking you got this shit.
Right. Can't even call.
People
looking at you.
Hey, man was in the store having a coughing, and everybody stopped and turned around and looked. Like, oh, shit. But I ain't gonna lie, I was like, man, this motherfucker might cough it up a little bit. They prayed them demons, man. It's like he put out a spell there and make everybody speak.
He put that 6 feet apart thing. You 5 feet. You a danger of passing.
You have to be 6 feet. Exactly. Yeah, it is true though. You got to still.
Somebody's personal space.
Yeah, but I mean, in this society, we're so sick. It is true in a sense that sometimes the person sick, you gotta stay the hell away from.
Yeah,
I agree. That's what I did. You getting fucking flus, you'll touch the money, man, and get a fucking flu.
Yeah.
That's because Esau, he bounded everybody up together. Yeah. In these little small communities, little gas pumps. Gas pumps. You be sitting there watching people. They be, going on. They don't know what the hell people be doing. All right, Jakes.
them Edomites, they go into the bathrooms, they wipe themselves and don't even wash their hands and shit. And then they come out and pump gas.
Yes.
And if you can take a, you know, that stuff they spray on there to see all the bacteria and shit, and then you pump the gas and you wiping somebody's mess in your face, man. You gotta think about that shit. The nigga just rolled up a blunt, he licked it with his tongue and shit. He done did all kinds of shit with his fingers and tongue, right? And now he's touching shit.
Yeah, all this bacteria that's been around us all our life.
Right.
Now all of a sudden now we gotta listen to what they say about
Yeah, but in a sense they set it up because it is worse. Every flu season, man, they got all kinds of flus and shit, man. But they're destroying your immune system by putting that junk in a grocery store, man. Your immune system can naturally. I believe all of us was exposed to that damn bullshit, man. But if our immune system is strong enough, we won't even know it.
Yeah, the food is supposed to.
But that's only designed to get the weak.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, this earth is sicker and sicker. And when the earth gets sick, people get sick. There's more bacteria 20 years ago. Like now they got resistant what's that? Resistant bacteria that you can't even take fucking antibiotics. But you shouldn't really take that anyway because that destroys your immune system. Eat garlic. Might not like it.
Antibiotics, all that is. But it's
Yeah.
a vice.
Yeah, it's meant to
Fight the other germs.
yeah, it's meant to adapt to the other germs to fight the other germs.
They just packed the people like that bus just drove by here, man. There was a whole bunch of people.
That's not supposed to happen.
Yes.
That's why everybody's sick.
Yeah.
And I got news for you. People have been getting sick. It's just people getting sicker and sicker and sicker.
I can't remember the name, but it was an organ. It's like a small organ, like around the center of your chest. I forgot what they call it. Hyper something. It builds up your immune system, pretty much strains you.
And it's a thing where though you're not supposed to sit in certain seats. Like you know how people like females, they like when they monthly or something. Sit like that.
Yeah, you just want to sit behind nobody. And them women, man, I ain't even gonna talk about that shit.
But that's what goes on in society. Like,
You got them those bathrooms, right? And as a woman, it's worse. You know, you sit down on the toilet, man. I don't know, man. You gotta do what you gotta do. Man, being a man, you just don't stand by. You know? And a woman can squat too.
I said, the janitors that he had that worked in the schools, they said to wear the women's bathroom is always worse.
They always were. I worked in a location. I worked in a movie theater. The guy was cleaning. He had to unclog the toilets all the time because women dropped their period stuff, their tampons and shit in there. They be the worst, man. And they be writing on there. And then they want to lay down with the shit on the stalls. I said, man.
with that 69-year-old
Yeah, she probably did.
I got this right here. Ezekiel 9:4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And they say we're not supposed to. Oh, we supposed to come out here to sigh and cry to the Lord. You know, you got these dumbass jakes talking about, we tired of complaining. You supposed to complain to the Lord or cry to the Lord.
Yup, brother got it. Sloppy. Yup, thymus. That was it. This organ is located in the upper chest beneath the breastbone.
Bias or something like that.
Yup. Said it matures a specific type of white blood cell that fights off foreign organisms.
Yeah, I
So
think
the Most High gave you a defense system.
yeah.
That was from the brother Kazak.
Yeah, I think that when you low on white cells,
White cells fight the infection. Yeah. When you have a high white blood cell count, years ago I went to the doctor, said my white blood cell count was high. Yeah. That's a strong immune system, right? It's fighting an infection. Right. People who have very low white blood cells can't fight. Right. So like when you get HIV or something like that.
Ain't that what it's called though, right?
What's that?
HIV? Like the AIDS, when you low on your white blood cells?
Yeah, it's called acquired immune deficiency.
Right.
That's all AIDS means.
Right.
Yep. An immune deficiency.
Yeah, and that's what they were doing. They was giving patients cancer medicine. That's why they was getting skinny. If you come up with positive or negative, they was giving you the wrong medicine, cancer medicine instead of healing their immune system.
They have what you call bio labs. When you go to Fort Detrick, right here in Fort Detrick, Maryland, they harbored a lot of those diseases. That's where they came up with HIV at. Right. See, these diseases they coming out with, that's him. He has a trick bag. You almost, like if you get cancer, right? You almost have to get cancer medicine to get treated.
Yep.
Because they already set it up. Right. And the Lord said that in Deuteronomy 28. You're going to have the diseases of Egypt that's not even written in the plagues. It's not even written in this book.
Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken,
right,
that the jump shot, right, what's inside of it is supposed to make your
antibodies.
It's not your DNA, but it's messing with your RNA.
Yes, ryobic nucleic acid.
And that's to the point where your body doesn't even register that something is going on in it.
It's a switch for antibodies. And your antibodies, anti means against antibodies.
Right.
And it turns them on, it turns them off. It makes it aware of this disease. You got to understand the reason how they got it. They created the disease and they created the solution to put it together.
Right.
So they knew what was going to work before it even got there. We know this shit was there before it started.
Right.
And they said, okay, we're going to give you this, and the only cure is going to be this. But among this, other things is going to happen. Because now when your body, you're dealing with the technology. Why the fuck would you put the technology in your body?
Right. But that makes your body what's normal to them of actually trying to fight it off.
Right.
You're not fighting it off no more. So
no.
You're trying to
open it. You open to everything that comes on you.
Right, of course. So you make it the white T cells or the immune system efficient.
Right. And then when a new one that may be released and that comes into you, your body gonna be like, no, I'm only fighting that one. I only have everything to do with that one.
Right.
This shit, I don't know nothing about. So it's gonna leave your body open.
Yeah.
It's gonna be off balance. And that's not the first one.
Right.
I guarantee you all them things, them shots, those jump shots.
Right.
They gave us as children. We probably was meant to be taller. We was probably meant to have 30 kids at once.
Yeah.
We're not, what is 2 Corinthians 2:11? We're not ignorant of Satan's devices.
But look at this. But if you go 100 years back, the average Jake had like 10, 12 kids,
Well, then along with the agenda of removing the man out of the house, the flame agenda, the crack addiction, the drug addiction,
all that,
the sugar addiction. Go ahead, read that. GMO, genetically modified organisms,
and then the money. Female don't want to deal with you if they ain't got, so all that come into play.
What's that stuff that they put in your the diet sodas and shit? Aspartame ain't nothing but a bacteria.
That's in Tylenol.
I don't know if it's Tylenol. Yeah, 24:6, I think. This book got Ezekiel chapter 24, verse 6. Wherefore thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, woe to the bloody city, to the pot whose scum is therein. Scum, scum, bacteria, disease, flames, all kind of adultery, the attire that our women are wearing. It's like they on flash dance or some shit.
When you wash some slocket, when you're like washing a pot or something like that, and it's like real dirty, like to the point you get one of them little wired sponges, like
rub it out. no matter how hard you do it, you can't fucking get.
You gotta let it soak. No, or burn it with fire. You see some of this stuff in the sky ain't even cloud. Some of that is dust. Most of it is cloud, but you see some of that. Look around the sun, man. It's a lot of this shit is
They got
dust.
shit in the water that you can't clean. You know, trash, plastic, every goddamn place.
You supposed to be able to go jump in the water. Like in the summer, people are supposed to be able to get in that harbor and go swimming.
They used to. I got this book
Yep.
on Baltimore.
Yep.
They used to come down here and swim in that water.
Yep.
In the summer.
In the summer.
Now you go in there, you get the mid 220 AD or some shit, man. You know?
Relax.
Yeah.
You gotta be quarantined, man. You know, you might get black ooze coming out your ears and shit. Yeah, that's
Might just melt into complete fluids.
oh yeah. This since we talking on that, in the book of Isaiah chapter 24, verse 1, it says, "Behold, the Lord Yahweh shall maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof." Right? So, you know, this pollution that we're going through is all part of our punishment. Right. Because the Lord said, "What the earth is given for our sake." Right? So if the Lord is punishing these people, because we know the earth don't like these guys. You know, the sun don't even like these guys. You know, but we know the earth is completely against them. So if the Lord has put these people in punishment, he has to pretty much punish the earth too. Yep. Right? If the earth was, more glorious, you know, there really wouldn't be punishment. So this is all part of our punishment, right? Yep. This explains why when we get back in power, that the Lord is going to make the earth right again for us.
Yeah, the cedars of Lebanon shall rejoice.
Right. Yeah, but the reason why the Lord did it, imagine if He gave us the kingdom right away. We'd be like, man, we wouldn't even know what good is.
You still have those ways of this society.
Man, no, I'm saying even if He didn't give us this society, let's say He just started off with us in the kingdom, running the world. We should have did it, but we'd be like, oh yeah. We flying from here to there. Got me talking about pretty much taking everything for granted, pretty much. Yep. Yeah. But now, how much are we gonna be like, wow? Yeah. To see our women in complete order, to see the young men in order, to see everybody in order. Good Lord.
I believe we're going to be able to have, of course, a timeline where we can
spare their eyes.
You know, like the table where we doing some Dr. Strange type stuff. Right?
Yeah, Dr. Strange can do that. Yeah.
Like this was Israel when we was in Egypt. This was when we was in America. You know, we're going to be talking to our grandkids, you know, great-great-grand. This was in captivity. Now, appreciate this, you know.
Hey, where that sign that you had with the kingdom?
He said his older son got his early childhood juices. We don't know what that means. We might need to start calling it that, juices. And was always sick. Now his youngest had never gotten any of his juices, and he never got sick. So,
that's designed to screw your ass up. Sometimes they talk about they give the babies autism and stuff like that. You know, depending on what they get.
Yep.
I say it on camera. I ain't gonna say. I know which one it is. Those measles. But ultimately, let's say you took the first jump shot. Let me say that. Let's say you took the first jump shot. Yeah, that's it. You know, ultimately, the Lord is the one heal you, though. Let's say you just came into the truth, you heard about it. You know, the Lord, you know, the Lord is the one who heals you. You take some herbs. There's ways to get that shit out your body, man. Like, bitch, you're already 6'3". What did you need heels for? It gotta be seen. You know, it gotta be seen. Like 6'4" and shit. That's another one that's been making our women like that. You know? You got the tallest heels and you already tall as shit. We went against the Lord. He made our women like that. Our women are very arrogant and proudful, man.
So you pluck her, she just gonna fall over like a Jenga.
because they all want to be saved. What the hell? Like, what the sticks? What the fuck? What you want on sticks? But anyway,
Sticks crack in the ground.
we was going over earlier how we was going to Doeg, and we was going to Simon, Simon the Canaanite. We was going into Jephunah, the Kenizzite, and all them. It's clear to see Judah and Edom. How these lands, he divided the nations to their inheritance. How we still bordered Edom. And we went down in Edom. We was down in Edom as well. Right? And Edom came up in Judah. You know?
David had what they would call now, God.
Right.
He had a place down in
Edom, right. So you'll have Israelites calling themselves Edomites. You can have that too. Right? So it's not far-fetched when you see Simon the Canaanite or the Selot. He was an Israelite. Right? Or Jephunah the Kenizzite or Doeg the Edomite. And even Paul said, salute Herodian, my kinsman. Why he say salute Herodian, my kinsman? Because the kinsman is according to the flesh. You had people taking on the names of the Herodians. Right? Just as today, everybody think when you go in the ancient time, everybody just huddled up in one city and another nation huddled up in another star. You had Israelites going back and forth to Egypt. They said Moses, his son, Gershom, right?
He had garrisons throughout Edom.
Who that?
David, King David.
Yeah.
Garrison.
Bring it out.
Pretty much basic. Yeah.
Esau ain't doing nothing new. This has been going on throughout history.
2 Samuel chapter 8, verse 14. It says, he put garrisons throughout Edom, and all three Edomites became subject to David.
Right.
The Lord gave David victory wherever he went.
And I tell you how confusing it can be. You'll have our own people go over to Israel today and look like us, be real jakes. There's some of them there now. And they would say they might say they're Israelis. When really they're Israelites in their own land, but the land was taken. And they would call themselves Israel. So what is he going to call themselves? You have an Israelite over there, some calling themselves Israeli. This also goes to Cornelius. For Caesarea. Caesarea was in the borders of Jerusalem. Right? So when you see these names, a lot of them was like, there's another one too that I did a video on, and it was like right there, they would call them names that sound like they were somebody else, but it was right there in Israel. Right? Caesarea was right there in Jerusalem. Right. I can't remember. It was another one as well. Where the Syrophoenician, the woman. There was one woman at the well who was the heathen, but you had the other one that called herself the Greek. The Samaritan. That was right there in ancient Samaria. You had Israelites there. But she went back from the well, and she went back and told them that I met Christ. And they said, well, we know already. We ain't got to listen to you. That's what they said. You ain't got to tell us. We know of the Christ. We know of the Messiah. And she said that the woman said, he knew all that I've done. When he told us he had, what, 7 wives? Yeah. 7 husbands? 5 husbands or something like that? He already knew. So the whole point we're trying to make is in the scriptures when you see somebody that say they're from another land, or they might say Simon the Canaanite, or again,
what's his name? Phineas. Guess what? Phineas was the son of Aaron, grandson of Eleazar, and Phineas was known as an Egyptian. So wait a minute, they called him a black Egyptian. So how is he an Egyptian, but his father was Aaron? Right, just like Caleb. You know, Caleb was a Judite, but his father came to call himself a Kenizzite.
But it's just like we call ourselves U.S. citizens. We call ourselves U.S. citizens. We'll be in the land of America, so when you go to apply a job, you're not going to sit up there and say, whatever your Hebrew name is, and sit up there and say, yeah, I'm a Judite or I'm a Benjamite. You're not going to do that because they're going to be like, Judite, Benjamite. What the hell is that?
Yeah, because Jake want to be everything but an Israelite. Yeah. So if you ask Jake today, what are you? African. He's gonna say I'm African Jamaican or something. You know what I'm saying? Well, you can't be African and American. This was the Lord scattering us and destroying us according to the curses. 64 or 54, one of them, 64, I think.
Go ahead, read. This is Deuteronomy 28:64. It says that the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other.
You had to know that even in the siege of 70, 71 AD, 70 AD, around that time, we all just didn't flee into West Africa, man. Some of us was kept back. Some of us even went to Spain, Portugal, and various other places.
A lot of and when you go to some of our people who went to those other nations, right? Like it said it was a guy, and he was one of the top men for Cassandra. He was one of the top men. He was like in a kitchen or something like that, I believe. And he would go to Israel to keep the customs, you know. So you had some of our people who, you know, they weren't in no, like Daniel. You know, Daniel was you know, under those different kings back then, you know, but he still followed the ways of, you know, Israel. Yeah. You know, but then you had the Israelites that would go under the rulership of these other kings and, you know, nations, and they would just continue to follow after the ways of the heathen. And he stayed in that land.
Right, that's why you would have what you call the Grecians. The Grecians were Israelites, and you can look that up. You had the Greeks and the Grecians, which it should have just been Grecian all the way through. Because you had Greeks of another nation, and then you had Grecians that was Israelites.
Yeah. Josephus, he was, you know, writing everything down and stuff. He was an Israelite. Yeah, he stayed up and all up in that land. And we know because in the Apocrypha, it says that there was wicked men among Israel that said, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen. So they pretty much were saying, yo, look, our government, man, we fucked up, man. These people, man, they're doing the right thing. Let's go to them.
Right. And that's where you get the Jew and the Gentile. That's why he said the Jew first and then the Gentile. Because you had Greeks who knew they was Israelites, even of other nations that knew they was Israelites. And then you had the Gentiles who didn't know they was Israelites. And then you had some that practiced being an Israelite, but didn't want to conform to some of the Israelite customs. So you had a whole mix up of things going on. That's why Paul had such a hard time. Yeah, Acts 2 and 5, read that. Book of Acts, chapter 2, verse 5. It says, and there were dwelling in Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven. That's why you would have Doeg the Edomite. That's why you have Simon the Canaanite, and all that. And even Timothy was called a Greek. His father was a Greek. And then you have people say, oh, he was a Greek. That's because you see a name on somebody of another nation. And remember, those names was named after people of a land. That don't mean that that's who they are.
Like Africa. Scipio, Scipio Africanus,
Aegis and all them. So you can't go on that. This is just edification. You can't go on that because somebody was from a certain land that made them of that nationality.
Right.
We went and took Israel.
Yeah, because when even with us, when we went into taking over those other nations and stuff, and we were like, okay, this man, you go right there, this where the land of the Karatazabites would be at, and then somebody will come, a leader later on, they'll say, oh, no, this is where the Italian ruler that took over the Karatazabites, this is now their land, So now we're going to say, oh, those are the Herodians, That's all it was, The person, they say to the victor goes the spoil. Whoever is the person that overcomes in the victory, they're able to dictate what the land is and everything.
Yeah, when Joseph went and gathered up from for the famine, what was he calling himself? He would be considered an Egyptian, but he was an Israelite. And when he was slick, because he took up, gathered all the stuff and resold it back to the Egyptians and sold it to their ass. And he would call himself, look, I'm an Egyptian. He'll probably have a big sign up saying, Egypt here, come get your goods, right? Even though he's not an Egyptian. Hey, man, we knew how to work that shit, man.
Right.
I mean, if I could make money calling myself an African, why not?
And back then they had citizenship too, I believe. So that's why they probably called them that.
Yep, that's
you
right.
got citizenship in that land.
That's right.
And then we got to take it back too, that our people, to say that our people was going to dwell without a king, without an ephod, So the whole time, while a lot of people after the Babylonian captivity, after the Babylonian captivity, that's when our kings and everything went down. So we tried our best to keep the Israelite thing going. The Yahweh Shai come on the scene. Y'all taking our place, man.
Right.
We've been living good under the Roman captivity.
Right.
Yahweh Shai was like, yo, this ain't my kingdom right now.
Right.
I only came from out of those faithful of Israel, and there may be other people that don't believe that, that may be Gentiles that are Israelites. I'm trying to gather them too.
Yeah, John 7:35 or 7:38.
I had a quick one too.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
This is
Fire at will.
Ephesians 2:12. It says that at that time you were without Yahweh Shai. It says being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel.
Right.
It says, and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope and without God, Yahweh by Shai in the world. Ephesians 2:12.
Go ahead, brother.
So I'm going to get the definition for commonwealth of God. It says a group of people organized under a single government. And it wasn't to be an Israelite back then during those captivities, it wasn't really prospering you like that, because you may have had the situations like Maccabees, the people that fought back and stuff like that, but we was conquered.
Yeah, you still had some that followed the ways.
Yeah,
and they were calling themselves after the heathen.
Shikari, they was fighting back, but it's like,
they ain't doing no good.
Yeah, ain't doing no good. We still in captivity today. How you
They're gonna come back in the reincarnation, just fight back again.
They got that attitude.
Which we salute them. The brothers came by just now.
Yeah.
They over there.
Oh, did you get
Yeah, they stayed over there.
Yeah, man, how's the word get out?
But yeah, our people, it wasn't profiting you, back then, really, to call yourself an Israelite and to remain to be an Israelite.
That's the thing. That's why we said they would call themselves such and such, the such and such.
Right.
I'm such and such, the American. You know,
and that's why you still see some of our people, right? They'll walk up and down. They see us. Oh yeah, yeah. I see the brothers.
Yeah,
the brothers. You know,
and then down the street,
I'm back American again. Yeah. You know who comes to mind?
Who that?
Sarnetta.
Yep. That's a good example. He just doing it for
yeah. But they was doing it back then too. Yeah, the brothers. Yeah, these the real men. I know they was with y'all. Yeah, these the real men.
That's my favorite right there.
I was still going to do what these Romans told me.
Right. He said it again. You know what? When he was up there with boot camp. Yeah, man. Let's get best, man. Man, take that flattery somewhere else, man. We ain't listening, man. Take that shit somewhere else, man.
Hey, Justin Timberlake.
Oh, you're Justin Timberlake. You're a Christian.
Curly ass hair, bro.
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know, man. Are you a Christian though?
No. Go ahead.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
might be
Back to the All right, go ahead.
Justin Timberlake.
All right, brother, to you, brother. Yeah, we need a little deliverance, man. All right, what you got?
I thought I called something.
I got 735. Yeah, 738. I think it's 735. Read 35.
Okay. This is St. John 7:35. This said the Jews among themselves, whether will he go that we shall not find him? Will he go into the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles?
Yeah, the dispersed among the Gentiles was Israelites amongst the other nations. Remember, we adopted the practices and the customs of doing the Hellenization. You know?
It's a big monkey.
That's why you had back then.
Yeast has risen.
Acts 2 and 5.
Devout men out of every nation.
That's one of them, you know. They still, some of them still held on to their customs, man, their ways. You know, even in those other nations and captivities that our people was under. You know,
and that was the controversy because you had our men, our people, that knew they was Israelites saying, "Hell with them, man.
Yeah,
heathen."
Hey, you couldn't even. Some of them changed their language. They didn't even speak Hebrew.
They changed their language, their identity,
yeah,
their names.
How you gonna talk? That's like the Northern Kingdom right now. A lot of we don't speak Spanish. You know, how we gonna try to talk, have a conversation and let them know that they Israelites? You know that some of them speak little Spanish. I mean, little English.
Well, that's why Paul was shocked because he would go to certain men that knew of certain things to get them to do it.
Right.
So we would go to, like, if we were just the first camp out here, we would try to get ourselves as someone who's a Spanish, maybe Ishmaelite, and then we'll teach him to go teach the others.
Right.
Go out there for a teach. Right. You know? That's why Yahushua said, go teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son. You know? But those all nations wasn't, that word go back to ethnos, which goes back to gene or progenitor, or phylogeny, is what it's called, which goes back to the progenitor. It wasn't talking about all nations. Our people were scattered amongst all nations. This is why we had these debates with these Christians. The vocab just ain't gonna get it. Vocab tries.
Vocab, what he does, it's like he stays on one thing.
That's all they all do.
They all do that. Even if they cut, they keep going back to the same thing. Like, man, we just cut you on it. So it's a waste of time, man. Vocab is just there to be there, man.
Yeah. And don't be surprised, man. You see some of those Spanish-speaking Israelites, man, come up, you know, and then hey,
Pentecostal type of woman.
That could be what the Lord using the Miami brothers for too. Yeah, you know. I mean, obviously, and
they understand everything that we saying.
Yeah,
I got brothers in Cali too.
yeah, you got a whole group of Northern tribes.
Well, we got a whole camp of Northern tribes, man.
Yeah.
Speaking nothing but Spanish.
You got the GMS camp over there in Germany. You know, they speak nothing but German, man.
Yeah, Arabia.
Yeah, they speak English too because they know when we watch it. But when they edify people, Arabia,
Philippines.
Yeah, they hear it everywhere, man.
Yep.
Italian.
I think it's Australia. I believe.
Australia.
Yeah.
All over.
We
What about get Ephesians 4:4 since we go there?
we have one in Sicily, right?
I got
So what?
We have one in Sicily, right?
I think so, yeah. I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure. Ephesians 4:4, go ahead, read it, brother.
It says, Ephesians 4:4. It says, "There is one body and one spirit, even as ye are called in one hope."
Go to
of the
Ephesians
call.
1:1. I want to go into that because the brother was bringing out Paul in Ephesus. But who is he talking to? You got to go. When you just don't open the middle of a book and hear somebody talking to somebody, you don't know who the heck they talking about. Yeah. Go to Ephesians 1:1, read that.
Yeah. It says, "Paul, an apostle of Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, by the will of Yahweh, to the saints which are at Ephesus."
Who the saints? Was it Psalm 148?
In the last verse.
The saints of the Most High, right? Or the Israelites. Go ahead.
And to the
All
faithful
right.
and Hamashiach.
You could be one of those guys that see us out here, secret disciple.
Yeah.
He's an angel.
Yeah.
Go ahead. He could be. Go ahead. Go ahead, people.
You said, okay. It says, "Grace be to you and peace from God our Father and from the Lord."
Hey, and I would say this: he had to be patient with a lot of those guys too, man. And some of them they didn't know, what was going on. Well, that's why he said that. Look, man, it ain't all about the law. There was a reason why he said that.
Yeah.
Grow in the grace of Yahweh. Yeah, because you had some men working in different provinces or men of reputation who might have couldn't keep their beard.
If your customs was different,
Yeah.
of course your clothing was different. They probably was eating such different type foods,
Right.
Unlawful foods and all types of things.
But it takes time.
Yeah.
So you might have somebody that work in an organization has a good reputation and it requires their face be shaved. Well, to reach them, you just can't say, "Man, grow your damn beard." Right. You got to say, "Hey, man, it's not only the law but of grace. You have grace." And then there's in the hopes that you get it, and when you get it, then you move to do something else and find something else to do. Right. Or convince them to have you grow your beard. Right. All right, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, it says, "Who have blessed us with all spiritual blessings in heaven."
They're going to take different type of persuasions, man.
It says, "Heaven places in Hamashiach, according as he hath chosen us in him before the foundations of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love."
Now, when he was with Ephesus, you know who he was with? He was with the brother. Right? Go ahead. I think Timothy was one of the first he got. Go ahead.
"Having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Yahweh Shai."
He said we. Go to 2:1. Because why keep saying us and we? Because we adopted. Because us. Who's the us? Who's the we? Go ahead, 2:1.
It says, "And you have he quickened, who were dead in trespasses and sin, wherein in times past he walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience,
Right.
among whom also we all have our conversations in times past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind.
Right. So when you go back, when they talk about the saints, go to would you in Ephesians?
Yeah.
Go back to Corinthians 1:1.
I got one. You got Corinthians? Yeah, I got one. I got us.
Okay. Let's get to Corinthians.
Said Corinthians.
Then go to Galatians. You can go to either one. Always go to the beginning of the book. Galatians 1:1.
Yeah. It says, Paul, an apostle, not of men, neither by man, but by Yahushua and God the Father, who raised him from the dead. All of the brethren.
All of the what?
The brethren.
Go ahead.
Which are with me.
Right.
Unto the churches of Galatia.
That's it.
Galatia.
He's talking about the brethren that is with him. Right. Wait a minute. I know the Christians will say, yeah, but then he went out and he started gathering. Well, wait a minute. If it was about everybody, he would have first went to any Roman, any Edomite, or anybody of our nation. Why did he go to one of the brethren first? Exactly. That didn't know. Yeah. He went to men that was Israelites who didn't know they was Israelites. Yeah. Why didn't he just see the first Roman general in the army and say, you know what, my brother? You are my brother now. You are an Israelite.
Why didn't he just go to anybody?
Why didn't he just go to anybody?
You had some Israelites who knew that they was Israelites that was still being
right.
Yeah. Try to be, you had to be converted. Right. You know, like
because they didn't believe in the sacrifice of Yahushua.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
That he fulfilled those prophecies that was
right
about the Messiah coming.
Right. So they were still sacrificing and doing the works of the Pharisees.
Right.
You know.
So you had that going on, and Paul, he knew he was an Israelite. You know, he had to be converted himself.
That's why they had. That's why they always put into these councils. And a lot of those Grecians, some of those Grecians, they believe, but some of them wouldn't believe Yahushua was the Savior.
Right.
And that's why they had those arguments. And some of them was corrupt for the money. You know, just as today.
Yeah. This thing is about faith, man. You know that when a lot of people came up to Yahushua, you know, he said, your faith has made you whole, man.
Right.
Okay. The woman, they said she had an issue. You know, she touched this garment, and he said virtue. He felt the virtue go out of her, go out of him. You know, it wasn't because she kept the laws and all that stuff. You know, she could have been a straight up sinner. You know, but he said because your faith has made you whole.
Yeah, because we needed grace. That's what it was all about. We needed grace because we were going off. We were destroyed. So following being Hellenized, we needed grace.
Right.
And this is why Paul was saying you're not under the law, but under grace. But then he goes on to say, well, God forbid, shall we sin because we're not under the law, but under grace.
Right. Some of the persons was kicking in back then.
Yeah, so you had a situation where Paul had to flim-flam. He said he used God. He had to flim-flam back and forth because you had the lawgivers. It was all about the law, but they didn't really keep it. They didn't keep it. They didn't really believe in Yahushua. So he was saying that the law was made for the sinners.
Right.
Right? So you had Jake who really didn't believe in the Savior. They didn't have faith, but they believed in the law.
Right.
So what Paul was trying to do is get Jake, who didn't believe, who believed in the law, to adopt them unto faith.
Yeah. You said
but the law can't fully save you.
You said to the lawless, I became unlawful. Not that I'm living unlawful.
Right.
You know, to the one those with the law, you know, to the Jew I became a Jew.
Right.
You know,
he was being carnal with the law. I mean, those guys, those Jakes, they was using the law for carnality. Even at the shambles, right? When they was having the dinners and stuff, the meats, and would come there and I got this oxen, they sacrificed it, and this is fresh. And Paul was saying, man, that don't mean shit. Because we're not sacrificing no more like that. That's what he said. Present your bodies as living sacrifices. You ain't got to be sacrificing animals no more. Yeah. And so he was saying that people was totally, you had men of Israel totally living off the law, but they wasn't living off of faith. Who gave Paul a hell of a job.
Yeah,
that had to be real hard to deal with.
Yeah.
Man. And people still didn't understand what he was saying.
Hey, you have Peter. He got simple on certain things, you know.
Yeah, so you got into it with him.
Yeah. Paul had to come and correct him on certain things, you know.
So, and imagine you have to go to Israelites who know they're Israelites, who all about the law, and be like, man, it ain't about all that.
Right.
They got pissed. And then he go to other people, other Israelites who don't follow the law and say, man, what the hell you doing, man? You can't be doing that.
Right.
You see how confusing that could be? That's why when he ran to Agrippa,
he said, where's the Jews?
Yeah, but them Jews was chasing them. The Israelites. Yeah. You know who they were? They were the ones who he was talking to kids about the law. He's like, this motherfucker crazy. He talking about the law. There's no word about the law. They was going crazy over that, man. They go crazy. They wanted to kill him. What the hell is that? God damn.
I got two
cartoon characters coming down. Shaggy and Scooby.
Shaggy.
Yikes! Where are you? Go ahead.
I got two of them, actually. This one
we got Shaggy down.
1 Corinthians 9 and 20.
Right.
And unto the Jews, I became as a Jew. Yeah. You was already a Jew. How you gonna become a Jew?
Yeah,
you already a Jew.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta put it in proper context, man. Yeah. You know, that's just like, hey, like going to the guys in the hood. Y'all come from the hood too, man. You know, just like y'all grew up the same way, man. You know, my hood the same way.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm like you, my man.
Yeah.
No big deal. That's how we carry it. When guys come up, we learn from Paul, man. Which Paul learned from you. I don't know how people say Paul was not in the truth.
Yeah.
Or he wasn't, everything he said was not of the truth. I don't know where that come from. Oh, the white man. Go ahead, brother.
It says that I might gain the Jews.
Right.
To them that are under the law, as under the law, right, that I might gain them that are under the law.
Why would he want to gain somebody that's already under the law? You got to hold down on the Rolodex, brother.
Yeah.
When the time comes, that you got that first look it out.
It says that I might gain them that are under the law.
Why? How's he going to gain somebody who's already under the law? Because they didn't have the faith. They was doing it as just an action. It was all about, yeah, you got Israelites today. You ain't got to call on the name of the Lord. They're just doing it to gain money. You know?
It says, to them that are without law,
right,
as without law, being not without law to God, but under the law to Yahweh Shah.
Yeah, that's where you get the term outlaw from. Out of the law.
Yahweh Shah has his own laws. You know, when he came, he was bringing into the understanding of what certain law, you know, like the Sabbath day, the sacrificing, and you know, he had to get the people to understand of, yo, it's not really about the law. You do keep the law, you know, but we want, you know, you have grace, you know.
You gotta have faith with the law.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about. And it's because you can't keep the law, you're required to have faith. You can't keep the whole law. That don't mean to do away with it altogether.
Right. It says that I might gain them that are without the law. It says, to the weak became I as weak, that I might gain the weak. I am made all things to all men, that I might by all means save some. That's what it's really about, man. You know, we understand what's coming onto this world, man. Okay, with the you know, the mandates, the destruction that's ultimately coming from Yahweh by Shemel Shah. We don't glory in the brother falling out. Okay.
In fact, we you know, we hope that he gets it together.
Yeah. We know what, you know, which we understand that if somebody ends up dying, that they good, you know. But the scripture says, why must you die, O Israel? You know, why are you losing your place, you know, for, you know, that you could have, you know, among, you know, being in Abraham's bosom, you know, why are you losing your place, man? You know, for some fame and, you know, your job that's here, man. You know, for the so-called white man that don't care about you. You know, why are you losing your place in heaven? You know, for this bull crap, man. You know, that's what it is, man. You got some guys that come in and they have all this resentment, you know, towards their parents, towards their woman that they may have had, you know. It's like, yeah, you gotta let that go, man. You know, grow in this faith. Okay? Use your gifts for the Lord, man. Hey, where y'all from? North Africa? What part? Tunisia. You say Egypt? Tunisia. Okay, Tunisia. You know about the history of that place?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you heard about Hannibal?
Of course, our general. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You know how the Punic Wars?
All three of them.
Yeah. You know that Leo Scipio Africanus?
What about
That Tunisia was originally only called Africa. Because you said what?
Which is like the small of Africa.
Right.
Okay. There's the big Africa.
Right.
The small.
Right.
Yes,
The whole continent wasn't originally called Africa. It was just that Tunisia, you know, and then over generations it ended up being
what's your guys protesting about if it's is it a protest?
No, not really. Well, we protesting against this government, this system, and what was done to our people, and that whoever done that, the wickedness of the world. Get Job 9:24. The wickedness of this world. These people who did that, they got to get it done back. In fact, these people, where the these people right here. Oh, it's right there. Yeah, these people right here, they're the rulers of the world right now. And they're the ones causing all kinds of mayhem and destruction, even in Africa and various other places across the globe. And they're going to be put down by the Heavenly Father. You know?
So you're bringing this like to everyone's attention? Is that it?
Yeah, and mainly, like, you could be an Israelite, we don't know. That do you read the Bible? Do you understand the Bible?
I'm actually Muslim, but I have a lot of knowledge about the Bible.
Knowledge about the Bible? Okay. Y'all brothers can dance. About Jesus, right? Who did Jesus come to die for? It seems like to everybody, right? He came to die for the Jews. Yes, okay, good. The Israelites. So those people in Israel now, do you think they're the real Jews? They're not the real Jews. The real Jews are where? The real Jews are everywhere, scattered. We're scattered throughout all the nations. But remember, Jew is just one tribe. You got Judah, Yehoiada, and you got the other tribes. The main Jews are here in America. There's the so-called Negroes that you see running around here crazy and blowing each other away and acting like a fool. Those are the curses. That's in the Bible. The eye shall be evil towards his brother and towards his mother of the children which he shall leave. And it also says the Jews will be brought over here on slave ships. Some of us stayed back. Like, you could be a Jew. I don't know. You're Muslim. Well, that was an adopted.
You talk about the tribe, not
talking about your bloodline, who your forefather is.
Right.
You see.
Right.
Yeah. And that's according to I don't know about the Quran, you know, but in the Bible, it's all about the nations come from whoever that forefather is. Like Israel, Jacob got his name changed to Israel. So they talk about the 12 sons of Israel. You know, so this is the nation of Jacob, who was that father of our people.
Right. You heard of Ishmael, right? According to the Bible, did Ishmael get the promise? Ishmael never got the promise.
Never got the promise from who?
The Most High.
He never got the covenants. He was blessed with the kings and princes, and we can show it to you in the Bible. Everybody remember Abraham had Isaac and other sons, but mainly it was Isaac and Ishmael. Yeah. Ishmael never got the blessings, but Isaac got the blessings. We can get that in Genesis 17 and 17. We can read it. We can read it to you.
Like you heard of what in the Quran, who do y'all say the so-called white man is? You don't have that, right? We say that they're Esau, which is like we said, the descendant of Isaac, which is Jacob's brother. You know that Ishmael don't have that knowledge of who the so-called white man is. We had caught the scripture earlier that we never got to get to.
Job 9:24. Hold on 1 second. Is that your pop? Yeah, y'all look alike. Yeah, I'm just you can't go to Maury and say you ain't the father, man.
Did we get one scripture for y'all? Before you go?
Yeah. This is Job 9:24. It says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. It covers the faces of the judges thereof.
So y'all, as far as the wickedness that's all throughout this world, right? Who and you're from off of what you would say, right? Which we said this, but who runs the world? The so-called white man, right?
Y'all know it, man. Come on, man.
Everything goes back to the bankers, right? When you go to it, y'all about to go spend some money right now, right? Who do you think that money is going to?
No white man.
The white man.
Who's face on the button?
No white man. Who wanted Jesus to be white? No white man. It's always going back to the white man. That's why he fell.
All the everything, man, that goes back to the so-called white man.
You got a little understanding. I can't. He didn't want to say the video. Usually, how people usually, if he is he might be a heathen. He might be a heathen.
They got look.
They big tall heathens. If they are, they going right into captivity.
But Hannibal was an Israelite. You know, he just was an Israelite that was claiming, whatever the tribe was.
That's the example we've been bringing out today. Yeah. He said when we professed it, I'm going to go to 2 Corinthians 11 and 22. We didn't get a chance to pull many scriptures. It says, are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I. This is Paul saying that. Right? So why did Paul says, God forbids, has God done away with his people? God forbid. That's proving that if he came for all people, all nations, why the heck would he have to say that? It wouldn't even matter.
These people want so-called Negroes and know that they're from the tribe of Judah.
That Quran, that's why I asked them, who do you say the so-called white man? We don't have no knowledge of that.
Right.
They are. Right. Like that's so he done tampered with the book, with y'all book. Of course he not going. That's one of his greatest deceptions. Right. So that he's not the devil.
Yeah, out of the Roman Catholic, we went into that early in the 1800s. That's where all that stuff started coming up. The Mormons, the Jehovah's Witness. It was Charles J. Russell. He wasn't really the head of Watchtower. He took the credit for it as a 33rd degree Mason, but he ultimately got it from someone before him. I can't remember his name.
That person was called the Watchtower and Awake Society or
something like that. Yeah, right. And they, as the devil does, infiltrates things just like the Black Lives Matter, right? He set up one of these devils who's funded the Black Lives Matter, who's funding the Black Eve organizations you see today. That's who's making them rich.
That makes sense. You know what? That might have very well been a Jake. It can't, that was waking up.
Probably was.
It's called Awake, the Watchtower.
Right.
And Awake. And then Edomites, Charles said brothers came in and
what didn't the so-called white man infiltrate, man? Right. He infiltrated everything. Yeah. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The wicked is going to do whatever the wicked is going to do.
I got a scripture out of the Apocrypha. I mean, not the Apocrypha. Sirach is another Sirach.
Todos son Israelitas.
Sirach. Silly, man. You got Sirach in the Apocrypha, then you got Sirach in the Quran. This is the book of cow. That's something crazy when you read out of a book called Cow, right? Second chapter and 136 verse. That's all right. It says, say we have faith in Allah and that which has been sent down to us, and that which was sent down to Abraham, Ishmael, Isaac, and Jacob, and the tribes, that is the 12 tribes of the Israelites, right, who received the revelations through the prophets, right, that were sent to them, and that which Moses and Jesus was given, and that which the prophets were given from their Lord. We make no distinction between any of them, right? And to him do we submit. Yeah. This is in the book of Kyle 2 and 136.
Yeah, when you go into the scriptures, it talks about Ishmael was pretty much mocking Isaac, right? You know, and Sarah said, "Hey, he gotta go." Yeah, you know, and Abraham saying, "Oh, that my son Ishmael, so live," you know. That's what the Lord blessed. The Lord said, "Hey, he's gonna be good, man. Don't worry about it. Good.
You're gonna be a wild man, but you're gonna be good."
They got all the bitches over in the middle, you know, Saudi Arabia.
It's crazy how the progenitor of nations, how it all set up.
Yeah.
But the Lord killed off, flooded the earth and killed off and reestablished all nations. Those same spirits are back. But then you got the Christians saying, "You died, go to heaven," and then there's more spirits just coming down. The Lord is still up there with an electric tool, just keep making spirits and shit, you know. While the other ones that he made, he couldn't control them, so he decided to throw them in hell. But all of a sudden, God is such a loving God, but he's gonna take his whole creation and burn them before eternity with maggots and worms, spiritual maggots and worms, by the way, because they're gonna be in the physical flesh.
The scriptures say we got a spiritual body up in heaven.
1 Corinthians 15.
Yeah. So when everybody passes, they got a body up in the spirit.
The glory of one body is another, you know. One thing is the glory of another.
Yeah, celestial bodies, man.
A celestial body.
Different glories. Celestial comes from the word, ceiling comes from the word celestial. And then you had terrestrial.
You remember that guy
The
said,
Old Testament Israelite.
Yeah.
We told him that, he fucked out. He
said
started
on some alien.
but he just started saying,
He said we was on some alien shit.
man, he started shaking like he got that jump shot.
The alien just means form.
That's all.
Yeah. So he's like,
Hey.
alien.
Some Old Testament Israelites are low level, man.
Illegal.
They low level. And when there is aliens, what they call aliens anyway, but how they aliens if they was here first?
Right.
You know? Which we consider aliens to them devils, man. They consider aliens to us. Look at that weird as shit, man. You see that weird Scooby-Doo? GTA, like GTA character.
That came out in the 80s.
Damn.
You know what Scooby-Doo?
Yeah.
I think that was out in the 70s.
Okay.
I thought Scooby Doo came out in like the 40s somewhere. Right?
It might have been earlier than
It might
that.
have been that. Because it was you know,
I remember as a kid. Yeah. Then they made it in color and all that.
Hey, talking about aliens, freaking when Cain got that mark, they would have looked at him like he was an alien, you know? And the hell guy killed this motherfucker. Hey, that's that white roach that just come out. The white roach.
Yeah,
like, what
because
the fuck?
every species got is a balance. Right. You got that white, like you might see a white spider. Which actually, white spiders usually hang around cars. Some of the cars that attract spiders. So they all, it's all a balance. We're very close up anyway.
Them albino spiders.
And then you got people like that. They all made albino. But see, but you could still be an Israelite. Because it's really about nationality. really, it's not even really about the skin color now. They were just making a distinction of who Esau was. Now, you got Esau and black skin. That don't matter now.
It's about some.
And out of that, he made beautiful nations. Because now the northern tribes, they got all different kind of nice complexions and shit, different kind of hair. So Esau was still used as a tool, and still through that blood, you know, he mixed the nations in far as blood, made beautiful people. You know, even though he's not beautiful.
They agree.
But then he can be now because he can look like other nations. It's just what it is. I mean, look at but really we're the ones who make the beauty, man.
Because all the nations come out of us anyway.
Yeah,
so
they saw that. Especially since you get some Edomites women, they look like amazing. They don't age well.
Nah, man.
Especially
they be like 30 years old. You see the wrinkles starting.
They age as bad as.
Yeah, what's that woman, Jasmine Guy? Remember her?
Yeah.
Boy, she aged bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Good Lord. What the hell happened to her skin?
That one chick that beat Sarah Connor. She looking real bad.
Oh, man. That's some steroids.
Oh.
What
was her name?
Little Hamilton.
Yeah. She got a twin, too.
I hope not. God damn.
Yeah, she got a twin.
Murray Kate and Ashley. Them motherfuckers, they.
Yeah.
Murray Kate and Ashley, the Olsen twins.
Yeah, they fucked up. Hey, man, you gonna get an Edomite, get them young, man. You gotta divorce them when they hit 25. Say, well, you know, this ain't really working out, you know. You might have to go back to the mountains. Get some olive olay, motherfucker.
The only one that look halfway decent the Kardashians. They might be Jake. They still,
but even still, like I said with Jasmine God, she might be an Eve, but she still got that curse.
Yeah,
that fucked up skin.
I was looking at some of the cast of Scarface,
yeah,
and it was saying then and now, and some of them, man, they just look bad.
They look bad.
But a lot of them are Jake, you know.
But then you got some like what's the one that got he shot somebody on the set or something like that by accident? Oh, they had the brother. They was a bunch of brothers. Who's that? Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's like
William Shatner.
Yeah.
He ain't age already.
He's like almost.
He's almost 90.
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin. The Baldwin. Yeah. Alec Baldwin's still dropping children, man. But I think he's Sicilian or something.
He's Italian.
Yeah, he's Italian. Oh, what's his name? Robert De Niro. Which he started to look rough. But when you get up your 80s, you ain't gonna look that well anyway.
Yeah.
You're gonna look a little rough. You know, your body is deteriorating, you know. But you should be 40 years old looking like you're 98.6, like your temperature and shit.
Like that. Damn Edomites.
All right, we're gonna close.
98.6.
What's your age? 98.6. I got 4 more months to go before I'm 99. Oh, fucked up. And you 40 years old and shit.
Yeah. Like a damn possum.
Yeah, my brother, y'all remember my brother, he got the white woman.
Yeah.
And I see a picture of her young, she was nice. And I see that she was only like 40 something, man. God damn. And then like a goddamn truck is backed over and rolled back over again. Shit.
Damn.
It just stopped. It revved the gas up.
On that face, man.
It burned her face up and shit. Anyway.
Got the tired tricks.
Damn.
He got himself a Cushite. He went and got himself a Cushite. Maybe they all Cush. They all Cush. I be shot. Look, they turned her.
He's Cush too. Yeah, he Cush too.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. They got that last one. You can't really see it.
You can tell they heathens. That's heathens. Hey, but we're gonna have fun with the heathens.
trust in me, and I shall give you the heathens for your
You're like black.
And well, with that, Lord willing, this is edified.
Right.
We want to give all praises, honor, and glory
To your home, God, shoot your son, God, shoot God with us.
double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and the sincere son of one thought of Akim out here that's knowing and pushing the work in truth and in sincerity. Shalom, and we'll offer up a call.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Try to have a little fun after a while, you know.